wir geben uns den Content Nuke Logan Paul. 1 Stunde 40 auf ganz entspannten Zerstörungshasen. Lange Reaction, wieder auf Englisch mit gelbem Rand markiert in meiner Playlist. Wir gehen rein mit Anlauf und ordentlich Schmerzmitteln. Das wird hammerwild. Das wird wirklich ganz wild. Hier wird Logan Paul aufs Äußerste zerböllert. Es geht los. Ich hab Lust. Wie Sau.
My name's Logan. My nickname is Gamma.
You scammed your audience 20 times.
The most brilliant fraud we've ever seen.
Hey mom, did you drop me on my head as a kid or something?
Yes, I did.
I'm a good kid, and I know that.
Turn to alcohol, try to drown everything out.
Yeah, I thought you wanted to do it. I thought you wanted to do it. Yeah, he did.
Friends.
Talk about that and see what happens.
I am.
The man we're about to meet is the devil.
I'm not a bad guy. I'm the bad guy.
What the fuck, man?
On the surface, Logan Paul appears
Warum ist der so merkwürdig?
to have it all. He's tall, handsome, successful, and he exudes charisma.
I'm smart.
You're a
I'm
genius.
objectively smart.
Okay, ignore
that
that
so?
last one.
Is
But
that
if we
so?
simply peel back the layers here, we find a man whose own soul has been consumed by the relentless pursuit of fame and fortune.
Like, is there such thing as making too much money and having to become too brand safe and having to lose your identity
Yep,
in
yeah.
the pursuit of, say you create a massive, hydration beverage, right? And you have to start to play into it.
The reality is that Logan is nothing but a wolf in sheep's clothing, parading around as some nice, normal guy who just wants to fit in.
Wer nimmt diesen Menschen als normalen Dude wahr? Ist das ein Hu... Der Bre hat sich im Wald in Japan filmen lassen vor einer Leiche. Dieser Wald, wo Menschen hingehen, um ihr Leben zu beenden, so. Dort hat er sich gefilmt, weil er diesen Wald filmen wollte als Attraktion. Und das hat er zu Content gemacht, so. Das war einer seiner ersteren Shitstorms, so. Ich wünsche dir auf jeden Fall, Bob, eine wunderschöne Nacht. Vielen Dank fürs Dabeisein heute in diesem wunderschönen Stream. Vielen Dank auch für dich, an dich für den Support. Dieser Mensch gehört, obwohl er sehr wohlhabend ist, zum Bodensatz der digitalen Gesellschaft.
Evil, fucking believe in yourself. Good always beats evil. Be a good person.
While simultaneously harboring a level of darkness within that a normal human
Ja, auch
could
gute Nacht,
never
Charlie.
even begin to comprehend.
I think that's the most important thing we're doing. Kids are gonna care about the blockchain because of my project.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Imagine your first experience on the blockchain.
Blockchain, rug pull, boom.
There's no greater evil on this planet than intentionally harming a child. But despite such blatantly vile actions, Logan has always gotten away with this type of behavior because he's never had to face any sort of real consequences for his actions.
Yep, come on,
you see, since the start of his career on YouTube in 2016, Logan has been able to do whatever he wants, whenever he wants, to whoever he wants, and nothing negative has ever happened to him. Even when he clickbaited the death of another man and recorded it for views and ad revenue on YouTube, he actually ended up gaining 300,000 subscribers. When Logan stole more than $10 million from his own fans through dozens of crypto and NFT scams, nothing bad happened to him at all. And with that in mind, I think it's fair to say that Logan's track record on YouTube has been a true masterclass in manipulation. So for the first time in YouTube history, I think it's time that we finally put Logan in his place. And trust me, by the end of this, you'll know exactly why I'm bringing out the big guns here.
3, 2, 1.
The Content Nuke.
Here's how we're gonna scam. This is how I'm gonna make my $1 million this time.
When it comes to Logan and his undeniable track record of scamming his fans for personal financial gain, Logan tries his best to twist the truth by only talking about CryptoZoo, and even when he does that, he can't even tell the truth.
I'm not a fucking fucking scammer.
Oh!
I have the best intentions.
I didn't
How?
scam anyone.
How?
I never made a single
Me
token,
either.
dollar. I never
Yeah,
spent
right.
a token. Nah, bro.
We made no money on the project, which I think kills the scam narrative immediately.
Actually, starting today, the scam narrative is infinitely stronger and more prominent than it's ever been because we're not limiting this video to just CryptoZoo.
Nice.
We're going to be going through each and every single scam that Logan has ever founded and promoted.
Yeah!
Or, as Logan himself would put it, we're gonna
hold this predator accountable for his vile actions.
So first things first, let's start out with Logan's first break NFT collection, where Logan somehow ended up selling $5 million worth of these worthless NFTs by just spamming the word NFT as many times as humanly possible in one live stream.
It came with an NFT. Is an up-and-coming NFT. If you're paying attention and buying the NFTs that I'm dropping tonight, I love my family over there at Bondley. They're doing a good thing over there with my.
Digga, das ist das NFT, das er beworben hat. Ne? Du kaufst das ja, wie eine Aktie in der Hoffnung, dass es an Wert steigt. Hier ist es am höchsten im Wert gewesen. Dann ist es eingebrochen, dann wieder gestiegen, eingebrochen, gestiegen und komplett in den Keller. 0,0028. 97,94% an Wertverlust. Das hat der an Menschen beworben. 0,02763 $. Das ist nicht mal ein fucking Cent wert. Das hat der an seine Fanbase beworben. Innerhalb von einem verdammten Jahr hat sich das Teil einfach in Luft aufgelöst, so. Und ich will gar nicht wissen, wie viel Geld der, weil du kaufst den Scheiß ja. Dadurch bekommt er oder andere, mit denen er Partnern macht, ne? Hier das Volumen. 7,8 Millionen Volumen. Das heißt, wenn er alles, was er daran hält, verkauft, kann er bis zu 7,8 Millionen. Ja gut, das ist ein bisschen verallgemeint, aber er kann halt extrem viel Geld damit machen. Aber dass andere Leute, die sich da reinkaufen, halt dann extrem viel ihr Geld verlieren, effektiv. Und das Teil dann wertlos ist. Das ist halt super dreckig. Und das hat er so oft gemacht.
NFTs, NFT asset, non-fungible tokens, Mike. My NFT at Bondley. There you go. So yeah, we're also going to be releasing the NFT of me pulling these cards when one of the 44 Logan Paul first break NFTs. ShopNFTs.com. You know.
Ihre! Fräulein Zahn! Ihre! Vielen, vielen Dank! Fräulein Zahn, vielen, vielen Dank für die Gifted Sub. Vielen, vielen Dank. Den erneuten Gifted Sub.
It was an NFT that represented matte black NFT, non-fungible tokens.
He actually ended up saying the word NFT about 50 times in just that one live stream.
I feel like grabbing you by your ears right now and screaming in your face, I'm not fucking interested.
Now, if you're an avid viewer of the Impulsive podcast like myself, you might be curious as to why Logan never even talks about this project anymore now that he sold more than $5 million worth of these NFTs. The answer is because these NFTs were never actually worth anything in the first place.
Nice.
And the First Break NFT collection, just like most of the other projects we're about to discuss, was pitched to his followers as an investment which would go up in value based on the fact that Logan, one of the biggest influencers in the entire world, would continuously market this project to keep the hype up, thus driving up the price.
Yeah.
But unfortunately for Logan's fans, that's not what happened at all.
Obviously
because after
not.
Logan's incredible initial promotion,
The first ever NFT that I dropped.
this project has now seen 0 purchases in the last 10 months, according to the project's publicly available OpenSea listing, which means that these NFTs are now down 100%, given the fact that even the last one that did sell sold for $1.50, the same price as a pack of Skittles. And now that the value of these NFTs has plummeted, Logan seems to have forgotten about this project, and most notably, the word
NFT
has completely vanished from his vocabulary in 2023, despite the fact that he once claimed,
I think every single human being on this planet should make every move that they do or every business endeavor or goal or anything they want to achieve with the metaverse and Web3 in the back of their mind.
He's completely stopped talking about the metaverse and Web3 and NFTs, and that's only because his track record in crypto includes the paid promotion of blatantly obvious scams like Wazder.
What's going on, guys? So I've just partnered with Wazder, a super fast-growing social platform for gamers with over 100,000 registered users. They actually just launched the world's first matchmaking system to help gamers find new friends to play with, and their token, which I'm really excited about, to help gamify the reward system. They have a bunch of cool NFTs for gamers. They have avatars, tickets to play with esports and influencers, and much more. So you can check out the details on their website, wazder.gg, right here.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, Logan. I think we're gonna have to pass on that one. Wazder was supposed to be some sort of a gaming crypto social media, so the founders
Kein Arsch interessiert sich dafür. Wirklich niemand. Wirklich niemand.
basically just sat down and combined every single crypto buzzword they could think of in about 5 minutes or less and mixed it all into one giant Ponzi scheme. Obviously, that did not work out because if you just think about it for 1 second, no human being would ever want to go on a gaming crypto social media. I would literally rather use MySpace on my old iPod Touch instead of spending my free time using a crypto gaming social media network. And the
da kommt einfach alles zusammen. So, ich weiß nicht, ob ihr euch schon mal hingesetzt habt und mit wirklichen Crypto-Bros diskutiert habt. So, ich weiß es nicht so. Oder über Crypto halt so, ne? Es ist halt absolute Pain. So, es ist halt entspannter, sich einen Nagel ins Ohr zu böllern. So. Viel entspannter. Das in Kombination mit Social Media und Gaming. So. Also als Gamer will ich doch noch weniger von einem Crypto-Bro zugelabert werden oder kontaktiert werden können auf einer Social Media Plattform. Ich will doch zocken können. Und mich übers Game connecten können. Aber noch nicht über Krypto. Das ist einfach echt Buzzwörter zusammengeworfen und dann auf den Markt geschmissen, sich noch jemanden holen wie Logan Paul, der es bewirbt und mal gucken, wer drauf reinfällt. So. Und am Ende dann einfach alles verkaufen und schon raus aus dem Projekt.
Wazder token, which Logan explicitly promoted in his paid advertisement, has plummeted by about 90% since his promotion.
90%.
So I'm no crypto expert, but it looks like the alleged great use case that Logan claimed that Wazder had didn't actually end up working out so well. With that being said, I think it's fair to say this one was by definition a scam.
I'm fucking scammer.
Oh, I got his ass now.
Logan also promoted yet another crypto scam called Superbid, and in that Superbid ad, he actually had the audacity to claim that Floyd Mayweather and Logan's hugging match would be the biggest pay-per-view event in history.
Are you delusional? Do you suffer from a mental illness? Do you think you do?
It's very understandable that this seems like I'm mentally deluded.
And if that wasn't delusional enough on its own, in that exact same advertisement, Logan also claimed that Superbid was going to change the crypto game forever, but unfortunately for Logan's fans, Superbid did such a bad job of changing the crypto game that the founders ended up selling the website to some sort of a crypto in-person meetup website, which just sounds like the perfect opportunity to get physically assaulted. Anyways, as you would expect, Superbid's coin is now down 99%, even though Logan claimed that this was an amazing token on video.
Superbid is another big one. An amazing token.
The amazing token is now worth less than a gram of lint, and just in case anyone from the SEC or FTC happens to be watching this, I gotta snitch. This tweet right here is, according to the SEC's Director of Enforcement himself, a crime, as this is, by definition, an undisclosed advertisement.
A lot of cool sponsors that I'm excited to help blast, man. And I do take pride in the brands I'm putting on my shorts because they're important to me and they have to align with me.
You see, what Logan means by align with me is that any company who pays him money, he'll promote. I genuinely think this guy's vetting process for sponsors is just whoever's willing to pay the guy more than $100.
My sole obligation is to my supporters.
Logan's sole obligation is...
Ich verstehe, der ist doch super reich, oder nicht? Der hat es doch gar nicht nötig, solche Schmutzensachen anzunehmen. So, ich verstehe sowas immer nicht.
Ensuring that his supporters lose as much money as humanly possible as a result of them choosing to be fans of his. And that is exactly why Logan infamously founded the second greatest crypto scam of all time, Dink Doink.
Is it true that you created the character for Dink Doink and were involved in it from the beginning?
Dude, I am not saying shit about that shit coin. Dink Doink, no, bro, no. I just now you have to respect what I'm asking. Is that I'm not gonna talk about Dink Doink.
Oh, that's odd. After the coin gets
Dink
rugged,
Doink?
he's scared to even talk about it, but when he was in the process of promoting this project, he just couldn't shut up about it.
Suck my dink, bro.
Dink?
Suck my dink. Nah, it's fucking Dink Doink.
Oh my god. This Dink Doink shit that you talking about?
No, I'm telling you, it's some serious shit.
Dude, this whole fucking trip is showing these Dink Doink, Dink Doink, whatever the fuck.
Dink Doink,
It's like a spring thing.
Digga, du kannst doch nicht, also was? Die Parallelen zwischen ja. Ja, es ist absolut crazy, wie groß die Parallelen dazwischen sind. Der hat, also NFTs, diese ganzen Coins, ist effektiv wie Ablasshandel, den wir von den Megakirchen gesehen haben. Hey, ich habe hier ein Projekt und wenn du da rein investierst, wirst du in der Zukunft was daraus bekommen und wohlhabend, reich und berühmt oder was weiß ich was werden. So, oh, hat nicht geklappt, ja, dann beim nächsten Projekt. Du musst einfach Dollar wollen und mehr Geld geben. Und er ist die einzige Person, die davon profitiert. Also das ist halt einfach, die Parallelen sind schon ziemlich...
Crypto meme coin, and it's hilarious. It's fucking hilarious.
It is pretty funny.
It's the dumbest, cutest shit I've ever seen. And I mean, because if you don't know about crypto, shit coins, like, most of them don't have utility. And so, you know, the Dink Doink, people have just leaned into how fucking dumb this shit is. And people love it. Like, it's just fun. And it's cartoons in South Park style. I'm a Dink Doink fan. It's the dumbest shit I've ever seen. That's why I'm all in.
Logan initially tried to market this project as something that he wasn't personally affiliated with, because he most likely knew that he was gonna rug it, which is why he specifically said the Dink Doink people when he promoted this project on his podcast, and that's why when he was tweeting about it, he didn't explicitly say my project, he just endorsed the coin as if he was some sort of an outsider who just so happened to be interested in the coin, which in my opinion is even scummier than the rug pull itself, because Logan obviously...
NFTs sind faktisch grundsätzlich immer Scam. Ja, leider ja. Also die Technik dahinter kann tatsächlich verwendet werden und hat wahrscheinlich auch Anwendungsbereiche so. So Smart Contract und solche Geschichten. Das kann praktisch und spannend sein, so. Aber NFT sind letztendlich wie eine Aktie, nur für halt irgendwelche irrelevanten Internet-digitalen Projekte, die nicht existieren und keinen wirklichen Anwendungsbereich haben. Aber du kannst Leute dazu bringen, in den Wert dieser Aktie zu glauben, Geld rein zu investieren und du, da du ja zuerst die Aktie besessen hast, während der Wert steigt, dann die Aktie verkaufen, um dann halt nie wieder darum kümmern zu müssen. So. Das ist einfach Bilderbuch-Scam. Nachricht oben.
He had a financial incentive to say he believes in the coin.
What up, Dink Doink Telegram? It's me, Logan Paul. Now I know what you're thinking. Logan, what the f are you doing here? I'm doing the same thing as you. Holding my doink. That's what I'm doing. This is a shit coin.
Achso, wie lange machst du das? Oh, das Video. Ich will das Video noch durchziehen, so deswegen. Also in der nächsten Stunde, 2 bin ich noch hier. Schätze ich.
More than a meme coin, it's a multimedia coin. Cartoon meets crypto. It's the blockchain, baby. In cartoon, fun, comedy format. I'm gonna be doing an episode myself soon. And as a holder in Dink Doink, I believe in this shit. I think it's gonna go crazy. Some of my friends and celebrities as well gonna get involved in episodes, doing voiceovers from cartoon stuff. It's fucking Dink Doink, bro. And I'm ready to start sucking some dink. I'll see y'all soon.
And although Logan claimed to really believe in this coin, he didn't. He just wanted the money out of his followers' pockets and into his own. Logan even had our favorite yes man, Mike Malak, join in on the Dink Doink promotion.
My favorite yes man.
Make sure that the hottest, newest coin of 2021 is Dink Doink, with the hottest functionality and all of the most built-in techniques, tactics, and capabilities. Dink Doink is cleared to be the hottest coin ever. I just want to say, keep up the good work. And if you guys do everything that you're doing right now, even more exponentially, we can go to the top of this whole market, dude. Fuck yeah.
I love this thing they did with Dink Doink where they pretended to be shilling the project ironically, but then they unironically stole millions of dollars from their fans.
Ich check nicht, warum.
Now the Dink Doink coin.
Warum denen irgendjemand glaubt. Ich check's nicht. Also beim besten Willen, ich check's nicht. Sein bester Freund sagt genau dasselbe, was was er sagt, so, ja, dann muss das ja stimmen. Die haben sich bestimmt nicht abgesprochen oder sind in irgendeiner Weise verbandelt, so, also es ist halt dumm.
Are worth less than the gum stuck to the bottom of your shoe, Logan has failed to return even $1 of the money that he stole from his fans through the creation of this project. And he's never talked about it again, and to be totally honest, I honestly don't blame the guy for abandoning this project, because this was an embarrassment to mankind.
Hi, my name's Logan Paul. Last year, between boxing, professional wrestling, and launching a variety of different businesses, I was able to pursue a passion project of mine.
Ding doink, you're my favorite coin. Want you to dink on my face, take a doink on my chest, yeah, yeah. Ding doink, you're my favorite coin. Why don't you come on over, take pictures of my feet, yeah, yeah.
I apologize for making you watch that, but
Segways are weird.
Next we have to talk.
Das war legit ein Clip von dieser Coin, die beworben wurde.
Talk about another project which Logan pretended to not have any
Muss
sort
Fear
of
of Missing Out
association
sein,
with,
ja.
called
Muss es ja.
OMI, I think, is like another one.
Bro.
Am I good?
What are you saying? You have the same weird little coins that no one's ever heard of yet as me.
Let's go.
You have Omi?
Yeah, bro.
Shut the fuck up.
I want
Das ist so schlecht geschauspielert.
a bunch of that because I like that one. Pokemon.
Yeah,
dude.
Y'all definitely talked about this.
No, on my kids. On my
So
kids, yo.
Because I got in.
Now, although Logan wasn't
Ja, das
directly
war so
involved in the
schlecht.
creation of this project like Dink Doink,
Frage ich mich auch, warum niemand versuchte zu klagen. Also, der wurde jetzt mit dem letzten Scam, mit Zucoin oder wie es heißt da. Da wurde er, glaube ich, da gab es gerichtliche Schritte. Aber sonst?
thanks to CoffeeZilla, we have undeniable
Hat ihn
evidence
nämlich
of
beim
Logan
letzten
and
Mal.
his boy planning out the fact that they're going to use their fans as personal piggy banks.
Yo, Ben, we need some more of these Akomis.
Please, bro, please. EOD, if possible.
Yep.
Because we have an episode going tomorrow where we talk very highly of Omi, and I wouldn't be surprised if that caused some traction.
Let's go.
Omi a fucking wagon.
Let's go.
So what they did was buy up a large amount of coins prior to the release of that podcast episode where they promoted the token, and then, once Logan's fans bought into the project, Logan and his boy, who swore on his kids that...
Weil das ist genau das Widerliche. Im Vorfeld, bevor die Coin den Markt trifft, kaufst du ganz viele, also du gehst sozusagen in den Launch der Aktie mit schon einer gewissen Menge an dieser Aktie rein. So, dadurch, dass dann der Markt eröffnet wird, ne, deine Fans, weil du Influencer bist, die Aktie auch kaufen, die Coin, das NFT, so, steigt der Preis und bei einer gewissen Größe, einer gewissen Höhe, verkaufst du einfach eine riesen Menge dieser Aktie, was den Preis natürlich ruckartig sinken lässt. Nennt sich auch Rugpull oder Exit Scam oder so, weil, ne, plötzlich bricht der Preis halt ein, der Shit ist komplett wertlos. Und die einzige Person, die sich daran bereichert hat, waren die zuerst diese Coin besessen haben. Und da nur die Besitzer oder die das promoten, halt die Möglichkeit haben, sich im Vorfeld Coins zu sichern und zu kaufen, ist halt Verarsche. Es ist halt Verarsche. So schmutzig.
They didn't plan that promotion out, dumped all their coins, which resulted in massive losses for Logan's fans, since Omi is now down about 90% since the release of that podcast episode.
Yes. Il bought.
You went all in.
Dump it.
So schmutzig, ja. Einfach gerugpullt worden.
But the shilling did not stop there. Logan has admitted himself that he accepted a sponsorship from FTX.
Dude, no, you listen. FTX sponsored my fight against Floyd Mayweather. I had their logo on my pants.
Yes. You probably would have been better off just not mentioning that part, Logan.
FTX.
But unfortunately for him, he did, and that's when I discovered that Logan accepted a sponsorship from a company called Blockfolio. Sadly for Logan and his fans, nobody can use Blockfolio anymore because Blockfolio was a crypto portfolio trading platform that was bought out and rebranded to
FTX. It's a safe and easy way to get into crypto.
Yeah, I don't think so. I'm never wrong about this stuff.
Never. To promote Blockfolio, Logan wore a t-shirt with a QR code on it, which worked so well that it actually ended up crashing the Blockfolio website. Still to this day, I'm baffled as to how this strategy actually worked, but as we all know, children are quite impressionable.
Like, look at it.
Das sind so eine Fans.
What's your phone number so we can Netflix and chill? Netflix and chill, yeah. Okay. Watch Netflix and hang out.
Now, on the surface, this QR code promotion might seem innocent, but unfortunately, Blockfolio and their parent company FTX face financial challenges, which later led to their customers' funds being frozen. And this was caused almost exclusively.
30 Milliarden Dollar Scam. FTX. 30 Milliarden Dollar. Und der Bre hier, Sam Bankman-Fried, 111 Jahre Haft.
Exclusively by their former CEO, Sam Bankman-Fried.
The guy you see next to me is the most generous billionaire in the world, and I found him.
Hi, my name is
Our self-proclaimed generous billionaire friend Sam over here decided to get a little greedy and gambled his customer funds on a crypto altcoin, which he also just so happened to own. And once this was exposed to the general public, FTX collapsed.
Es ist halt wirklich anders wird, ne? Es sind halt wirklich schon so viele andere Creator für weniger gecancelt worden. Und der Bre scammt mehrfach seine eigene Community, millionenfach. Also es ist halt einfach.
Immediately, which led to their customer funds becoming inaccessible. So because Logan's fans trusted him and supported him, they're now in this predicament where their money is tied up because they trusted the word of a scumbag like Logan Paul.
And I want people to know that they can trust me and that I'll always take care of
the
fans and people who support me.
Logan is more than happy to take care of his fans' personal wealth and transfer it into his own through the promotion of blatant scams like Ethereum Max, which was one of the main sponsors for his fight against Floyd Mayweather. Now, I think this was actually the peak of Logan's scamming career. This was right around the same time that Logan decided to start draining the money out of his fans' bank accounts like a farmer milking every last drop from a cow.
Wie oft hat das denn
Logan was paid to
abgezogen?
promote this blatant pump and dump, which is down 99% since Logan shilled this coin to his audience. Obviously, his fans collectively lost hundreds of thousands of dollars, but it's fine because according to Logan's own crypto wallet, he was paid about $72,000 worth of these tokens to promote this useless Ponzi coin.
Unlike you, the blockchain doesn't lie.
And because the blockchain doesn't lie, we're gonna do a little scam speedrun here, starting with Elongate, which was arguably the scummiest on this entire list, because this useless crypto coin was promoted exclusively to Logan's Maverick Club members, which is Logan's garbage content hidden behind a paywall which costs $20 a month.
Elongate made me rich. Elongate, baby, let's go. Elongate token.
Elongate did in fact make Logan rich, because according to the blockchain, which doesn't lie by the way, Logan made over $100,000 on just this one scam. But unfortunately for Logan's fans, they did not get rich off Elongate, as it's now down 99%.
Yeah. You can't just scam someone out of millions of dollars like that, right? Without legal consequences?
And believe it or not, Elongate wasn't the only Elon Musk-related Ponzi coin Logan was pushing at this time. Logan also tweeted in support of this rug pull called F Elon, and he even claimed it was gonna go to the moon, and like a true demon, prior to tweeting this to his almost 7 million followers on Twitter, he bought a bunch of tokens, and then 12 hours later, he sold $116,000 worth of tokens, which then drove down the price because he owned a large amount of tokens. So, unfortunately for his fans, this one ended up closer to the center of the earth rather than the moon, as F Elon is now down 99%.
Unlike you, the blockchain doesn't lie.
Yes, Logan, the blockchain doesn't lie, and that's exactly how we know for a fact that you are a con artist.
I believe that I have found a way to effectively weave Web3 into actual real-life value.
Logan has not been able to weave Web3 into actual real-life
Und der macht
value,
weiter
and
und
that is
weiter und
exactly why
weiter.
his latest NFT project, 99 Originals, has been a complete and utter failure.
So oftentimes people will lose hope because of failed projects, but like if you're a real builder and a real winner,
you keep building.
You're gonna keep building and something's gonna work. Originals will be the first thing that I do that like, check, that worked.
99 Originals did not work. In fact, it's done the...
Das erste, was er... Warum investieren die Leute weiter? Der damals berüchtigten Wald gegangen ist. Ja, und auch dafür wurde er nicht gecancelt. Das ist Logan Paul. Das war sein erster Skandal. Sein erster größerer. Ich check nicht. Der hat jetzt wie viele Scams gehabt und alle haben nicht funktioniert. Und er bewirbt und die Leute... Wenn der mit jedem seiner NFTs, die er bewirbt, Millionen Umsätze machen würde und alle anderen, die investieren auch, so dass das den Eindruck erwecken würde, dass das wirklich was Lukratives ist für alle, so, dann würde ich das ja irgendwie verstehen. Aber er sagt ja selber, dass alle seine Projekte nicht lukrativ sind. Und die Leute futtern da immer wieder Geld rein.
Exact opposite has worked. But before we get started on this one, I want to give a huge shout out to Chico Crypto. He made a great, more in-depth video on Logan's 99 Originals project. With that being said, it seems like people in general think that because Logan took Polaroid pictures and turned them into NFTs, that this one wasn't a scam as bad as some of the other projects on this list. But if we're being completely honest here, who in their right mind could ever label such groundbreaking and incredible work a scam?
Everything's really a scam if you think about it.
Not everything is a scam, but at this point, it's fair to say everything related to Logan Paul is in fact a scam.
Look around you, your whole life's a scam.
According to the project's OpenSea listing, these NFTs are down massively, and that is because Logan has once again failed to provide value for the investments that he sold to his audience. For example, with the purchase of Originals #1, Logan promised a 25 Ethereum donation to the Ukraine war. But if we take a look at the project's wallet, no transactions have been sent out. Money has only come in. And hypothetically, even if they did send the 25 Ethereum through some alternative wallet, using a donation to a war where hundreds, if not thousands of people are dying on a daily basis as a strategy to scam more of your fans is despicable.
First off, that's grotesque. You're vile.
There is a massive difference between genuine philanthropy.
Der hat den Krieg in der Ukraine genutzt, um mehr Leute dazu zu bringen, in sein Projekt zu investieren. Ist das widerlich, Mann. Und natürlich hat er dann die Spende nicht durchgezogen. Gute Nacht, aggressiver Rabe. Gute Nacht, vielen Dank fürs so lange dabei bleiben, so lange moderieren. Ehre an der Stelle. Gute Nacht.
And capitalizing off of a tragedy for personal gain. And as I'm sure you already know, Logan has capitalized off of tragedies on numerous occasions now.
I don't feel very good.
Yeah, I don't feel good.
What, you never stand next to a dead guy? No. God damn it.
But we'll get into that later. Number 19 also claimed that the owner would get 1% of his next boxing match's net revenue. And this was also confirmed by one of Logan's representatives that he would in fact be paying out this money. And although I would personally bet a lot of money against that given who Logan is, he's going to pay whoever owns this NFT his money. Because like I said earlier, actions have consequences. So I'll be keeping an eye on the project's publicly available wallet, and this debt will be settled within the next month or so, because I would hate to have to come back for round 2.
I'm a little confused. You're a little confused? Maybe if I stick your fucking face through this window over here, like, you know, you'll get unconfused. Give me the fucking money.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean anything by it.
Yeah, I know. That's why you had it ready. You thought I was fucking laying it?
Fucking head.
Fucking head, huh?
Smart enough.
around.
Logan.
Just like all the other projects on this list, it's quite obvious that Logan
Clips
doesn't
and fire.
actually care about this project at all now that he's already made his money off of it. Since the release of this project on May 9th, 2022, he's stopped promoting it and even
Letztes
talking
Jahr.
about it for the most part, and once again he has proven to the world definitively that he doesn't actually care what happens to the value of the investments that he sells to his fans once he runs off with the money.
When you take people's money, it's different. When you tell them you're going to make them money and you get into the financial investment game, your responsibility is different. You can't just always pass the buck to like, it was like a guy that's not that trustworthy. It's like, all right, that might be true. Then go fix it. Go hire some more guys that are trustworthy and fix the thing.
Now, there is one positive
obviously.
outcome from 99 Originals, not for the investors, of course, but the existence of this project is the reason why Logan met his incredible fiancée, Nina Igdal.
While I was shooting 99 Originals, I had contacted through Jonathan Schwartz, the Elite modeling agency. I was connected with a girl named Julie from Elite, and they had Nina Igdal. So I was shooting 99, I wanted to model for this particular shoot. They had Nina Igdal, I'll be honest. I thought this girl was the prettiest girl on the planet.
And as an outsider and a huge fan of Logan's, I'm actually really happy for the guy, because for the first time ever, he's gotten exactly what he deserves as a result of one of his scams.
I was dogging on you.
Why?
I was dogging on you. No, to you.
Yeah,
I don't know if you remember this. I was like, Andrew, yo, best of luck with that married life.
Yeah.
Fucking dweeb.
Yeah.
And you're like, you know, if you find the right woman, it doesn't seem so bad. And I remember thinking, this guy doesn't know anything. Yeah. Andrew was right.
I was fucking right.
Der ist immer noch am Grinden, ja.
So Dylan Dennis entered the chat.
I'm trying to save him, man. I'm just putting everything out there that's public, so I'm trying to bro code him because he's gonna get a divorce in about a year.
Next, we have Liquid Marketplace, which offered Logan's followers the opportunity to co-own exclusive collectibles.
I am so stoked to announce the launch of Liquid Marketplace, a platform where collectors can buy and sell fractions of rare collectibles via tokens on the blockchain. As a co-founder of Liquid Marketplace, I believe we're set to level the playing field by allowing anyone to own a piece of the world's rarest collectibles and build their portfolios instantly. Here's how it works. Liquid Marketplace will curate a collection of highly sought-after items available in our ecosystem where users can buy in to be a partial owner. We'll keep the collectibles safe in our Liquid Marketplace vault, and when you're ready, you can buy, sell, and trade your portion of ownership with other members.
This guy could not sell me a bottle of water if I was dying from thirst in the Sahara Desert.
Das
This one
macht
is
doch wieder
incredibly
keiner.
complex, and I don't want to bore
Weil
you
er's
guys with a
verkauft.
bunch of details, but Logan's dumbass decided to make a Google listing for this scam, which allowed customers to leave public reviews for this business.
Nice.
And that hasn't exactly worked out so well for
Nice.
me.
Wichtig
3.6
und
out of
richtig.
5 is pitiful by any stretch of the imagination, but let's see exactly what the people have to say.
Ja.
Exposed, 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 exposed. You're exposed. You're exposed.
Ah.
You are exposed. Exposed, 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 exposed. You are exposed, sir.
I think the reviews from Logan's own customers paints a pretty clear picture here, and with those reviews in mind, combined with the fact that Logan has intentionally distanced himself from this project throughout the entirety of 2023, I think it's fair to say this one actually wasn't a scam at all.
Psych a lot!
Go fuck yourself, you fucking scam.
And last but certainly not
Teamstar,
least,
genauso
we have
schlimm,
to
ey.
talk about the greatest crypto project ever created, CryptoZoo.
How much did you guys make from CryptoZoo?
I lost around $50,000 in CryptoZoo.
I
Richtig
lost
Schmutz.
$40,000.
I lost around $15,000 US.
I lost $25,000.
$120,000.
$120,000
Australian, which is $500,000.
Now, although the investors collectively lost millions, and I do empathize with them for that, selfishly, I must admit, I personally love CryptoZoo because that was the catalyst for what sparked CoffeeZilla's infamous 3-part series on Logan. And ultimately, that was what ended up showing the general public in mass quantities what a terrible person Logan truly is.
It's a game. It's a game. It's a really fun game that makes you money.
It's not fun, it's not a game, and it hasn't made anyone money. So CryptoZoo is actually the exact opposite of everything Logan claimed it would be.
Bro, we have
Dafür hat er
a
wirklich
massive
Backlash
team
gekriegt.
behind it and are probably out of pocket like $1 million just because we believe it's gonna work.
on development.
Yeah.
That was a lie. He completely pulled that number out of his ass. Here's the official CryptoZoo website, and all it says is that they're still working on the game after 2 years, even though a YouTuber named Yippee created the game in less than a week for everyone to play for free without pretending to have spent $1 million on development.
We can't.
Unangenehm.
Yeah.
And made art for the past 6 months, bro. Approval, very specific notes, 10 different artists making art for our project.
They literally just bought the rights to publicly available Adobe stock photos, merged them together in Photoshop in about 10 minutes, and Logan still had the audacity to claim that the art was handmade. And by Logan's own admission, more than
Das Ding ist, das kannst du doch mittlerweile in 5 Minuten mit der KI machen.
$500,000 million was stolen from his fans as a result of the criminals that he knowingly decided to hire.
So let's highlight some things that you did point out. Crypto King Jake stole $6 million. True or not, we had already removed him from the team when we realized he was a bad actor and his motives were purely financial. Conman Eddie, lead developer, stole $1.7 million. True or not, when we learned he was a bad actor as well, he was immediately removed from the team.
Digga,
Myself and Jeff.
Der hat sich 2 Leute ins Team geholt, die beide, die insgesamt 5 Millionen oder sowas betreuen. Der hat
sold nothing and made nothing as verified through investigation and the blockchain.
Logan, there's not a single person on this entire planet who cares whether or not you personally made money. The problem here is the fact that Logan's fans lost more than $7 million as a result of the scam that he chose to create. Now, I actually called Logan out for CryptoZoo in September of 2022, but when CoffeeZilla exposed him in front of 20 million people, that's when he finally decided to respond and claim,
"We want to offer a rewards program for players who are disappointed in the status of the game. So essentially you're going to be able to burn your base egg or your base animal for the mint price, which was 0.1 ETH or the equivalent in BNB. I am personally committing 1,000 ETH to this, which is about $1.3 million right now for players who want to get out."
I don't know why anyone gave Logan even an ounce of respect just for verbally saying he's going to refund the people who got scammed. The core issue here is that none of Logan's fans should have been scammed in the first place. But even if we take his statement at face value, it's now been more than 250 days since he said that, and he still hasn't refunded anyone even $1, despite the fact that he said he would, both on video and in writing.
In irgendeiner Weise irgendwas sehen.
Even if he does end up refunding a percentage of people who got scammed by Logan on CryptoZoo, there's tens of thousands of Logan's other fans that got scammed on projects that weren't CryptoZoo, and those people will never get $1 from Logan, despite the fact that he makes more money in a month than certain entire towns make in the USA. Logan could not possibly care less about the victims. He cares about the fact that his behavior allowed CoffeeZilla to be correct in his criticisms of Logan, which ended up hurting his reputation. And if that weren't the case, why did Logan only want to refund victims of the scam that just so happened to get extensively covered by CoffeeZilla?
Es gibt ja genug Scams.
I crumbled internally, and the advice was, while actual legal process was going on because of criminal investigation taking place that CoffeeZilla highlighted in his series, I had to stay silent. And for a year, I'm hounding Jeff. How do we make this right?
All right, let's get this straight. Logan was dying to make CryptoZoo right the first time, but was legally required to be silent until a YouTuber talked about it? Did the judge magically unseal his lips when my video dropped? I'm confused. He's not prevented from explaining himself, and he's certainly not legally prevented from giving people their money back.
The reality is, Logan has already admitted exactly why he never talked about CryptoZoo or any of his other scams.
Do you just feel like I don't owe you an explanation because you don't know?
The more I talk about something, the more attention it will get.
He's real loud when it's time to market the scam, but when the scam gets executed and everyone loses money, except for him and his team, he shuts his mouth and stops talking about it permanently.
Und hofft, dass Leute
people
vergessen.
based on their actions and not their words. And based on his actions, Logan Paul is a lying piece of garbage. And even if you judge him by his words, he still manages to be a lying piece of garbage.
I'm rectifying my situation actively.
Logan, the lawsuit is public record. You can't just lie on video while simultaneously knowing that you tried to get the lawsuit thrown out entirely. That is the polar opposite of trying to rectify the situation. And now that it's been 2 years since CryptoZoo was released, it's undeniable that nothing has been rectified, the project is down 99%, and it just shouldn't have existed in the first place. So, in Logan's own words, there's only 2 ways this could have gone down.
So either A, he doesn't know how to run a business, he's just not a good businessman, he got really lucky, or B, criminal. Straight up criminal.
I'm leaning more towards B, to be honest, because if Logan had even a single ounce of empathy in his body, he would return not just the CryptoZoo money that was stolen from his fans as a result of this project, which he chose to create, he would return every single cent that he ever made from every single one of the scams that he personally founded and promoted, and he would live off the other tens of millions of dollars that he's already made and is going to continue to make. And I know Logan thinks he's smart because he's made a large amount of money at a young age, but the reality is,
Das Ding so, der könnte alle Leute entschädigen und wäre trotzdem immer noch Millionär. Weil der hat ja auch eine eigene Dingensmarke, Prime und so. Und das ist halt super dumm. Ich check nicht, warum solche Leute so einen Scheiß weitermachen. Das haben die nicht nötig.
Is a moron, and there's no debate to be had there, because nothing in Logan's life has changed positively as a result of the money that he stole from his fans through all of these scams. If anything, he's only hurt his attempt at rebranding and his reputation moving forward, because if anyone now even tries to say that Logan has changed positively in any possible way since the Japan incident, people can just point to all of the undeniable scams that I've just outlined and disprove that false narrative immediately. So he's only lost money and hurt his reputation long term because people are still going to be talking about him being a con artist in 2030.
And guess what? I won't let you fucking forget it. I will hold that shit over your head. If you fucking blink in my direction, I'm gonna hold that shit over your head.
And this is particularly disappointing to me because, as we're gonna get into later in the video, Logan likes to virtue signal a lot. And whether you like it or not, Logan is a role model for a lot of kids out there. I mean, we've even got little kids out here trying to look like this guy.
No, but you actually do look like someone I've seen before.
You know who you look like? You look like if Logan Paul went on estrogen for 7 years.
And let me be clear about this. Everything I just mentioned isn't all just some
severe and continuous lapse in my judgment.
These are intentionally malicious moves from a man who can't even pretend to be appreciative for the fact that he somehow got rich and famous off of his consistently horrendous content.
I just want to say I appreciate you guys watching for so long and being so great to us.
That's very cool, Mike. That's very nice of you. Yeah, we don't acknowledge him enough. We love you guys. We love you guys. Seriously, without you, this would be nothing. I didn't know we were doing this right now.
I'm sorry.
No, I get it. I love this outlet. I love this outlet, and it exists because people watch.
Logan knows exactly how to pretend to be a normal person. And if Logan had simply kept pretending like he changed and reformed without hurting anyone else in the process of doing so, us adults would all just go back to collectively ignoring his existence on this planet.
We had a good thing, you stupid son of a bitch. We had Fring. We had
peace.
We had everything we needed. It all ran like clockwork. You could have shut your mouth,
made videos,
and made as much money as you ever needed. It was perfect. But no, you just had to blow it up. You and your pride and your ego. You just had to be the man. If you'd done your job, known your place, we'd all be fine right now.
So, is Logan Paul a scammer? Given the quantity of concrete and solid evidence in this case scenario, the only possible way the answer could be no would be if you were deaf, blind, had both dementia and amnesia, and were living in some alternate universe where the Simpsons were green, pigs could fly, and Logan Paul's hairline wasn't clapped. So in my professional, non-alternate universe opinion, I've come to the conclusion that Logan Paul is in fact a scumbag scam artist.
Oh.
And the real fans of the channel know that all of my opinions are objectively and unequivocally correct on literally every subject.
The real question is this: was all this legal? Absolutely fucking not.
It's the only thing I have now, bro. My authenticity and my genuineness. That's why people fuck with me.
There is no real me, only an entity, something illusory. And though I can hide my cold gaze, and you can shake my hand and feel flesh gripping yours, and maybe you can even sense our lifestyles are probably comparable, I simply am not there.
In addition to Logan's extensive
sehr
and
akkurat.
honestly impressive track record of scamming his fans, the number one thing I want to clear up about Logan is the fact that he absolutely has not changed for the better over time. In fact, he's somehow managed to get worse, because at least back when he was making content like this,
Verstehe nicht.
he was just making cringy free videos for kids. Now he is a lying con
Ich
artist
verstehe nicht, warum
who
man sich
has
sowas
artificially
anguckt.
manufactured his entire online presence to be one of character and authenticity.
How do you build an audience?
I think it's authenticity. I really believe it is authenticity. If you can... Cringe.
I think it's authenticity. Okay. Okay, bro.
Be yourself and people like you, you're golden.
I have gotten to where I am today by being authentic to myself.
That couldn't possibly be further from the truth. Logan is nothing but a
Snakes
snake oil
going.
salesman who will say and do anything if he thinks it'll produce him more income, including sexualizing his own mother for views on YouTube.
What? Also das
Come in.
Hello. You called?
Yes, I did.
You ready?
Yes.
All right.
Ooh,
Come to Logan,
I
okay?
promise.
And 100% of the time, he'll only regurgitate words that he thinks will make people perceive him in a better light,
Okay, das ist
rather
sehr
than
unangenehm
his
gewesen.
own genuine beliefs. And in the rare occurrences where
Das war sehr unangenehm. Ey, der wird auch. Oh Gott, aber sein Bruder ist genauso schlimm. Der ist auch super schlimm. Diese Familie, die ist komisch. Die sind ganz komisch.
he does express his own genuine beliefs, he'll go on these profound rants about how intelligent and brilliant he is.
Imagine being as dumb as Logan Paul. I got a full ride to college. 4.7 GPA in high school.
Listen, buddy, you know what's a myth? You thinking you're smart. That's a myth. But nobody believes that myth here.
I don't think I'm smart, George.
I think you're an amazingly smart man.
No. You know. I won't say amazing, but I'm smart. I'm
a genius.
objectively smart.
You're a genius. And I think
No matter how you cut it.
Logan isn't smart at all.
It's
He's
actually
made
true.
a lot of money, there's no debate there, but he's an absolute moron who constantly lies on video and then posts the proof of himself lying to the internet for everyone to see.
And honestly, it sucks that after years of personal reform, going through trials and tribulations, and busting my ass to evolve into a person that I can say I'm actually proud of, you led the charge to drive and monetize a narrative telling millions of people that I'm a fraud or I tried to scam my audience. That is patently false. Patently.
Benny_Algiert nur der BVB.
Diese Werbung hier. Danke für die 100 Bits, Benny. Ehre. Diese Werbung hier.
False.
And because he's so unintelligent, he has to pretend to be someone who he's not. And as a result of this, nothing about Logan or his personality is unique in any possible way. He shows up to his podcast and says the bare minimum number of words that he's supposed to say, tries his best to not get canceled, and then goes home and rinses and repeats that exact same process for years on end. To put it simply, Logan is a trend follower. He is not a leader, which is why if you look at any video of him from 2017, he dresses, acts, and sounds exactly how he was supposed to in 2017.
Do they dab in the 80s?
No.
I'm gonna do it anyway. It's my double dab, the double dab right here, all the time. I just don't even want, like, dab on them. And dab, double dab. Dab on them haters, yeah. Dab on the subscribe button.
Cringe.
Oh no, this is weird.
Whoa, yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and dab out of here.
If you look at any video from him from 2020, he's dressed and acts exactly how he was supposed to in 2020. And same thing for 2023. A perfect example of Logan's trend following would be his fiery, passionate rants about racism. Because after the passing of George Floyd in 2020, Logan made sure to clickbait George Floyd's name for additional ad revenue, and then he went on to make 3 straight podcasts in a row talking about combating racism.
Digga, das soll die Schnauze halten.
One of my biggest learnings from all of this.
Sowas macht mich halt mad, ne? Also sowas macht mich halt legit wirklich wütend. So, ich erwarte an dem Punkt nicht mal, dass weiße Leute sich für Rassismus stark machen, sondern zumindest einfach daran arbeiten, selber nicht die rassistischste Version ihrer selbst zu sein. So, das wird mir schon ausreichen. So bei sich dann auf so einen Protest zu stellen und plötzlich zu meinen, man kann Rassismus im Alleingang mit seiner Plattform beheben und als wäre man der Messias und dann wird man allen anderen Menschen noch erklären, wie man das Problem beenden kann. So, da geht's dann bei mir los. Und dann am besten sogar noch damit ordentlich Geld machen. So als nicht betroffene Person nochmal richtig schön reinzappern, so. Den Werbehobel, so. Schön 3 Podcasts durchmonetarisiert auf dem Nacken. Digga. Ganz ehrlich, dann sei einfach ruhig. Dann sei einfach ruhig.
And I'm embarrassed that it's taken me 25 years to realize this. It is not enough to be not racist. You have to be anti-racist.
Yes.
Condemn those who feign superiority because of the color of their skin. Friends, hold friends accountable. Hold your family accountable. Hold yourself accountable. And most importantly,
you're yapping. What are you saying, bro?
And look, although I agree with the concept of Logan using his platform to speak out against something
das
which
abgelesen.
obviously isn't good, in this specific case scenario, Logan's virtue signaling is as fake as it comes. Logan has personally negatively impacted the lives of more black people than a vast majority of actual racist people here in the US through the scams which I outlined earlier. The fact of the matter is, Logan could not possibly care less about racism. Logan's attempt at jumping on the anti-racism train in 2020 was nothing but saying the right things at the right time. And that's best evidenced by the fact that not once has Logan gone on one of these explosive, fiery rants about how bad racism is now that it's no longer popular to do that, despite the fact that racism
ist halt wie jedes große Unternehmen, das, keine Ahnung, im Pride Month die Pride-Flagge rockt und dann außerhalb des Pride Months dann schön wieder in Katar irgendwelche oder in anderen Ländern, wo halt Menschen aus dem LGBTQ-Spektrum halt verfolgt werden, dann da ordentlich ihre Gewinne einfahren. So, das ist halt, Digga, das ist halt einfach Virtual Signaling sein Urgroßvater. Oh, es ist gerade opportun und beliebt, woke zu sein. Ja, dann machen wir das doch. Und es ist nicht mehr lukrativ. Aber Bruder, tschüss mit den Werten. Das ist auch. Dann don't walk the walk. Don't talk the talk if you don't want to walk the walk. Bro, das ist halt so widerlich. Ich meine, dann sei halt einer dieser ignoranten Konservativen, so, wenn du damit nicht Leuten aktiv schadest, so, indem du halt ihnen deine konservativistischen Haltungen ins Gesicht drückst, so, mir doch egal, so, aber das ist halt einfach nur widerlich. Er hat einfach die Rassismusdebatte benutzt für Plattform, für Cloud, für Werbung, für sich selber, um sich da das eigene Horn zu polieren.
Yet cease to exist.
Greenwashing, yeah.
Internet fixed racism.
If you're gonna pretend to be passionate about combating racism, great. Regardless of the intentions, that is still a good message. But just keep that same energy when it's not trendy or good for your pockets to do so. That's all I ask. And given the fact that Logan has almost exclusively stopped discussing his passion for combating racism, it goes to show that he didn't actually mean those words. He was just following a trend for views, ad revenue, social credit, and yet again, using the tragedy of another man for ad revenue on YouTube.
I had no clue I was dark-skinned until I got here. I got to America and I met some people and I'm like, he said, "You black?" I said, "Of course we are black." He said, "No, you black as shit." I said, "What the fuck you mean?" One guy told me I look like under the bed.
It is not enough to be not racist.
Yo, have you looked under the bed? It's dark as fuck under the bed. They told me I look like I have no bright ideas. They said the difference between me and midnight is 11:59.
Shut up, man. Shut
They
up.
said when God said, "Let there be light," I was out of town.
You have to be anti-racist.
Yes. Another great example of Logan's acting would be his takes on Andrew Tate. In August of 2022, Logan called him out to fight twice.
Right now, he could be the most popular person on the planet. Right now. This is a marathon, brother, not a sprint. And if you think Andrew Tate will have an ounce of relevancy in 2023, you are sadly mistaken, brother. Unless he fights someone like, I don't know, the guy who made Floyd Mayweather look average.
Jake, I know he's been talking shit about you, bro. Yeah. But with your blessing, can I beat the shit out of Andrew Tate? 100%. 100%.
Will you let me do that for you?
100%, yeah.
But just 3 weeks later, after Andrew Tate got deplatformed, here's what Logan had to say about fighting Andrew Tate.
Ja, dann darf er drüber lachen, so. Dann darfst du drüber lachen. So, wenn der schwarze Witze, rassistische Witze bringt, dann ist das ja, weil Schwarze können nicht rassistisch sein. So, dann kannst du ja auch ordentlich aus Herzenslust drüber lachen. Das ist halt so, ja, Bruder, dann setzt du dich ja nicht wirklich für Rassismus, gegen Antirassismus ein, so. Also, das ist halt dumm. Er gibt diesen Witzen doch immer noch Plattform und Leute, die halt nicht schwarz sind, denken sich dann, ja, genau, guck mal, wenn er das sagt, dann muss das ja so sein. Endlich sagt's mal jemand. All das, was die AfD macht und was, also. Aber ja, ihm ist das so wichtig, antirassistisch zu sein, so. Und es ist ja völlig okay, mal über einen rassistischen Joke zu lachen, so, wenn du weißt, dass das problematisch ist und wenn du das nicht unbedingt machst mit einer riesen Plattform. Also das verbreiterst, so, völlig okay. So, aber dann gleichzeitig zu sagen, so, ich bin antirassistisch, ich arbeite daran, antirassistisch zu sein, so, da ist das ein bisschen Widerspruch. Ein bisschen sehr. Irgendwann wird die Karma-Stelle ihn auch treffen. Ja, man kann es nur hoffen an der Stelle. Man kann es nur hoffen.
I don't feel like giving him the blessing of being my dance partner in the ring, especially after the social media platforms have made it very clear how they feel about this guy, right? And I would even put a little call out here to like fellow creators and even JJ, like, you want to re-platform this guy? Anyone, you want to have him on your shows, you want to give him another opportunity to speak and spread his agenda, because whether you believe it or not, the shit that Andrew Tate is saying will have a ripple effect much more dangerous than you can imagine, because his narrative is truly hateful, his rhetoric has extreme negative energy, and it will affect impressionable young people in a way that will not show until years from now, and it is dangerous.
This level of flip-flopping should be a
Innerhalb von
crime.
2 Wochen, ne?
When Tate was popular on YouTube, Logan was more than happy to platform him. In fact, he even made sure to take time out of his day twice to publicly offer to platform Tate. But when Tate got deplatformed, Logan switches up immediately like the snake that he truly is.
You little fucking weasel. Is there a man that looks like a weasel? That's fucking it. You gonna do? You gonna stand
Alarm!
You sit down and
Alarm! Einen wunderschönen. Oha. Einen wunderschönen guten Abend. Wir gucken uns gerade die absolute Zerstörung an. Content Nuke, Logan Paul. Englisches Video tatsächlich. Es ist harter Schmerz. Wir haben mal wieder die Schmerztherapie am Laufen. Ich hoffe, ihr hattet einen angenehmen Stream. Willkommen Raiders. Einen wunderschönen guten Abend. Ja, wir sind heute mal wieder hier auf dem amerikanischen Content Kontinent unterwegs, muss man ja sagen, eher. Und gucken uns da den Schmerz von Overseas an, weil, ja, muss hier raus sein. Also, da weiß man auch einfach direkt wieder zu schätzen, wie schön wir es hier haben, so. Wenn man sich die Leute hier anguckt, teilweise, wie wir sie hier in diesem kleinen englischen Format wieder mal sehen, das ist unglaublich schmerzhaft. Sehr angenehm, aber auch ein bisschen frustrierend, absolut. Willkommen. Wir haben sehr schöne im Vergleich. Wir haben es sehr schön im Vergleich. Ja, absolut. Also, wenn es um Creator geht, im Vergleich zu Amerika, absolut. Wirklich. Da können wir uns wirklich. Also, ne, wir haben hier so eine Upper Reds und wie sie alle heißen. So, das ist ja. Das kannst du halt nicht vergleichen mit diesen ganzen Gestalten. So, das ist halt die Leute wirklich. Also, greift euch eure Ibuprofen. 2000. Es geht heiß her hier. Ich hoffe, ihr hattet einen angenehmen Stream. Vielen, vielen Dank für den Raid. Vielen, vielen Dank. Der Clip ist ja
Now,
genial.
If you don't like Tate, totally valid. I'm not here to defend the guy, nor do I think he even deserves any sort of defense.
So these are the things you need to be a high-value man. Who are you becoming?
Niemand sollte diesen Menschen verteidigen. Um Gottes Willen, no.
High value for other dudes in the
Oh,
internet.
das ist genauso schlimm.
Red pill is just for
Nico ist genauso schlimm.
men to impress other men.
But if Logan cared even in the slightest bit about the youth, as he claims, he would be able to acknowledge the fact that Andrew Tate going to Rumble is by far the worst possible thing for the impressionable youth. Because instead of curbing potentially harmful ideologies, deplatforming someone as popular as Andrew Tate just drives the impressionable youth to a website like Rumble, where that rhetoric goes completely unchecked and can grow in the shadows due to the Streisand effect, as the statistics have shown. Impressionable youth, which Logan is pretending to care so much about, would be far better off having views like Andrew's behind a reasonable TOS and out in the open, where they can be refuted and debated in the marketplace of ideas.
Ja, das ist halt ein typischer amerikanischer Take, ne? Freedom of Speech und solche Geschichten so. Fühle ich als Deutscher und als Europäer halt heftig nicht so. Solche Leute wie Tate, die sollten kein Space im Internet einnehmen dürfen. Und da wir Rumble nicht verbieten können, ihn zu hosten, so, es ist halt. Aber das ist halt keine, meiner Meinung nach ist das keine Alternative. So, ja, unsichtbar auf Rumble wird er jetzt, macht er seinen Schmutz weiter, so. Da wäre es doch fast besser, wenn man ihn auf Twitch oder auf anderen Plattformen, wo man ihn wenigstens ein wenig einschränkt. Nein. 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 Man kann ihm halt nicht das Wort verbieten. Zunge rausnehmen oder sowas. Wenn man das könnte, wenn es okay wäre, so, dann würde man das ja tun, aber dann hätte ich auch Angst, falls der politische Wind mal wie in eine andere Richtung weht, so. AfD und sowas, so, dann dürfte ich bald auch nicht mehr sprechen. Deswegen weiß ich nicht, ob das gut ist. Aber ich bin nicht so der Freund. Also Meinungsfreiheit ja, aber Freedom of Speech, hell no. Hell no. Und Hass, Hetze, Diffamierung und derlei Schmutz ist halt keine Meinung. Da ist halt unser System deutlich besser als das amerikanische.
Just like I'm doing right this second with Logan. And if deplatforming in general was even remotely fair, Logan would have been banned immediately after literally recording a deceased human being for views on YouTube, and then years later going on to use this website as a tool to steal millions of dollars from his own fans time and time again.
First things first, I want to make it very, very clear that Logan Paul is absolutely and utterly a tool of the Matrix. He's a bought and sold individual with no soul. He doesn't stand up for anything, and he doesn't mean anything he says. He gets pieces of paper from Susan or whoever else telling him what he's allowed to say on his channel to retain it.
You believe that?
100%. Not only do I believe it, he's proved himself. He will flip-flop on any issue. He can be bought and sold. The dude's a bitch. Logan Paul is a bitch, and I will say that here publicly.
I definitely don't think Google or YouTube told Logan to say these things.
Safe not.
This is just a part of Andrew's Matrix grift.
The Matrix has attacked me.
But I do think Logan saw the tides turning socially and reacted to that in the most cucked way possible, because nothing about Andrew Tate changed in that 3-week time period. If you thought he was an evil misogynist who was sharing a dangerous and harmful rhetoric in the beginning of August 2022, you also thought that same thing at the end of August of 2022.
Obviously.
Nothing changed in that time period aside from the fact that Tate got deplatformed and Logan lost his spine. Another great example of Logan's flip-flopping occurred when Logan blatantly disrespected his own best friend George for being religious. Now, I'm not religious at all, but I think that people deserve respect for their personal beliefs and faith.
Solange sie diese Religion friedlich ausleben, ohne die Rechte und Interessen anderer Menschen zu benachteiligen. Klar, darf jeder sich da ausleben, wie er will. So. Verstehe nicht, wie man seine eigenen Freunde deswegen fronten oder das disrespekten kann. So, das begreife ich nicht.
offer the same respect to you in return. And anyone who watches the podcast knows that George is one of those individuals who, in general, does a fantastic job of respecting everyone. But Logan gets stuck playing this bizarre moral high ground where he claims that because Christianity condemns homosexuality, it's therefore silly and deserves satire and should be dismissed in its entirety.
I don't think that we have to condemn homosexuality. I don't think that we have to condemn sex before marriage, or a slew of gluttony. Don't condemn it. I don't know if I can. I just don't know if I can get behind. Like, that's silly to me. That seems silly to me. So I think it's a silly practice to engage in, and I think it deserves satire.
In order to take a stance against something morally bad like racism or homophobia, you have to maintain reasonably ethical behaviors in other areas of life too. And Logan just isn't in a position where he can ever play any sort of moral high ground, given the fact that he is a multi-millionaire who specifically went out of his way to scam children on video.
Like, I just know that I love it.
Ja. Nichts davon verstößt gegen YouTube-Richtlinien, ja.
Who loves it most?
Die meisten Promotions, die er betreibt, also die aktiven Promotions betreibt er auf Twitter. Dann in seinem Podcast redet er über Scams, er macht da keine bezahlte Werbung. Heißt, nichts davon geht gegen die TOS von YouTube.
So Logan's allowed to steal millions of dollars from his fans and directly target and harm children when he does it, but he draws the line in the sand at homophobia in a book that was written 2,000 years ago.
Ja, das ist wild.
That is without a doubt the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Das ist schon wild,
You
ja.
are a fucking idiot.
And either way, although
die Clips, Mann. Die Clips, ey. Die Clips absolut feier, ey.
George is in fact religious, he most likely doesn't follow every single word written in the Bible to a T, just like many other Western Christians.
Du wärst halt nicht gesellschaftsfähig, würdest du 100% von dem folgen, was in der Bibel stehen würde. Du wärst ja nicht gesellschaftsfähig.
By Logan's same logic, George is also a 30-year-old virgin because he's a Christian and he's not married.
Nonsense, just absolute horseplay.
Regardless of one's personal opinions on religion, a grown adult should be able to acknowledge the fact that in no way is it normal to straight up insult the personal faith of your best friend, specifically in the manner which Logan did.
Genuinely, like, I know people that hate me, that treat me better about my faith than you, and you're my best friend.
And once again, Logan's blatant flip-flopping on the subject of Christianity shows us that Logan couldn't possibly care less about homophobia or any sort of consistency with his words. The guy went from claiming,
If I say something, I've said it intentionally.
Told me I need a therapist because I believe in Jesus.
No,
That one hurt me.
No, I didn't. I said you need a therapist because Jesus isn't quite doing it for you.
No, you
which
didn't.
is
Das genauso beleidigend.
I don't want to stand down. No, you didn't.
to just 3 weeks later pretending to apologize for disrespecting his best friend's faith.
If your character and your belief system is rooted in positivity and it gives you purpose in this incredibly confusing and difficult world, it deserves respect. And I know how loving you are, and I respect you.
Wieso bricht sich das an Ast ab?
I'm sorry, bro, I fucking love you.
Christianity did not change in the 3 weeks between those two clips. It's still the exact same thing it was when he called it homophobic, silly, and deserving of satire. Remember,
If I say something, I've said it intentionally.
Me being homophobic, brother, I've kissed many men.
Hey, yo.
Dann kannst du ja nicht homophob sein, muss man wissen. Das ist sowieso die beste Argumentation immer. Hä? Ich kann nicht homophob sein. Ich hab mal einen Mann gekillt. Ich kann kein Rassist sein. Mein bester Freund ist schwarz. Der Freund von meiner Schwester ist mein Nachbar. Ich kann kein Frauenhasser sein. Meine Tochter ist eine Frau. Ich kann kein Menschenhasser sein. Ich bin ein Mensch. Bruder, du kannst das alles trotzdem sein. Äußert sich vielleicht nicht in, oh, ich will jetzt Gewalt ausüben.
We wouldn't know nothing about that.
The only thing that did change was the fact that Logan read the audience's reaction to the video evidence, which proved how horribly Logan treats his own friends, so Logan decided that it would be beneficial for him to pretend to publicly apologize.
You know, it's in the Bible, be careful of wolves that are disguised as sheep. There's a lot of priests.
Which one? Am I a sheep?
You know what I'm saying? There's evil everywhere, bro.
There is a massive difference between truly apologizing because you've acknowledged that you made a genuine mistake and apologizing because you know the internet expects you to. And if you've noticed, that's exactly what Logan does every single time he gets in trouble.
The intent is never to be heartless, cruel.
Ich kann kein Antisemit sein. Ich bin Jude und trotzdem will ich die AfD. Dann denken so. Das ist halt, also...
Like I said, I made a huge mistake.
Another example of Logan's immediate flip-flopping was when Logan threatened to sue CoffeeZilla for defamation on numerous occasions, all because Logan decided to scam his fans. And he specifically made sure to say that his defamation lawsuit was 100% happening.
We're gonna handle this ourselves while we continue to build Crypto Zoo, and I'll see you in court.
The defamation lawsuit, that is happening because this is wrong. This is wrong.
However, just a week later,
dann
after the
Rudermeister.
entire internet rallied against him for his obvious attempt to financially intimidate a smaller creator, he decided to apologize to CoffeeZilla in the most spineless way possible, where he literally thanked CoffeeZilla for making such an incredible series extensively documenting his scam.
And lastly, thank you, CoffeeZilla. You have catalyzed this, and I am very grateful for your work.
Beinless sein Urgroßvater.
I mean that. Thank you, bro.
Logan, if you're watching this, considering your newfound appreciation for your critics, I expect a personalized thank you for this video as well. Remember,
tell the people that you're beefing with that you're cool, spread love, spread positivity. Like, there's just no time for this negative shit.
If Logan didn't get negative attention from the general public for that garbage video that he made and swiftly deleted, by Logan's own admission, that lawsuit would have 100% happened because
he is a delusional, irrational little crybaby who tries to come up with every single lie he can to rationalize his reality.
So whether
unangenehm,
it's the absolute nonsense that's spewed out of his mouth to his ballooned up physique, Logan is as fake as they come.
No. I'm not on steroids. I'm not on steroids. I don't know how many times I need to clarify this.
Despite what Logan claims, Logan is also most likely on
Der
steroids.
wollte ich gerade sagen,
Now, I want to make this
was zur
clear.
Hölle? Digga, der ist so heftig auf Steroiden.
I have no way of definitively proving
Aber sowas von. Aber sowas
I
von.
don't follow the guy around all day.
Der Brie ist auf jeden Fall on Roids.
But I think the second half of
Das Ding ist, bei einer gewissen Menge an Muskeln, obwohl man halt einen kaum bis niedrigen Körperfettanteil hat, ist das sehr offensichtlich, dass man auf Steroiden ist, weil du kannst halt nur eine gewisse Menge an Muskeln als ein natürlicher Athlet binden, ohne dass du halt auch automatisch ein bisschen Körperfett mit aufkriegst. So, es ist halt normal, dass du ein bisschen mehr Körperfett hast, wenn du mehr Masse aufbaust. So. Die Leute, die unter 10 Gramm Körperfett haben und 10 Kilo, nicht Gramm, 10% Körperfett haben, aber trotzdem aussehen, als wären sie, direkt. Da hat sich auf jeden Fall jemand die Ärmchen voll gemacht.
that clip kind of tells us everything we need to know.
I don't know why we aren't doing USADA or VADA testing.
Well, yeah, because
the conversation was never had between.
Well, because
me and
JJ is doing it with.
I'm more than happy to do it. I'm more than happy to do it. I just do have.
No,
one.
I'm gonna force you. To
I'll do it.
You're not
Marcus
gonna
Real incoming.
tell me that to say yes all the time.
You're fired.
No person who's not on steroids would ever want to fight someone who's on steroids. Performance-enhancing drugs are banned in professional sports for a reason. And the lack of drug testing for Logan's recent fight is inexcusable when you take into account that Tommy Fury and KSI fought on the exact same card and they participated in public VADA testing before their fight. And according to Dylan, there was no drug testing done at all prior to their fight, and if you're as definitively evil as Logan has time and time again proven to be, then what is stopping him from taking PEDs before punching someone in the face repeatedly if there's no randomized drug testing prior to the fight? According to Logan, there was a drug test after the fight, but a drug test means nothing if you know exactly when the drug test is going to be, and you have access to the best resources on Earth, like Logan. Logan is also in the W.
Das ist nämlich auch so ein Ding, wenn du weißt, wann der kommt und das nicht ausschließen kannst, weil deswegen sind sie ja randomized meist, kannst du halt deinen Zyklus, deinen Hormonzyklus so laufen, dass du nichts mehr im Blut hast, wenn du getestet wirst. Obviously.
WWE, and if you're in the WWE, it actually makes logical sense to be on steroids because most of the other guys are on steroids, and obviously in the WWE, if you have a great physique, you're going to appeal to more fans of the sport, thus producing you more income.
Educate says I do steroids. Yeah,
so
those aren't allowed in the sports that I do. Boxing or WWE.
Yeah, buddy, steroids aren't allowed in the WWE, just like their scripts allow for unplanned right hooks to the mouth. Logan is also part owner in Prime, and if he maintains a great physique year-round, he sells more Prime because it's marketed as a sports hydration drink. So Logan actually has two separate monetary incentives to be on performance-enhancing drugs. So although I can't tell you definitively whether or not he's on steroids, the lack of pre-fight drug testing for his fight with Dylan, combined with his multiple monetary incentives to be on steroids, in addition to Logan's endless pursuit of more and more wealth, shows us that Logan is most likely eating steroids like cereal for breakfast.
I was gonna ask how much testosterone are you injecting in your ass each week in the lead up for this fight?
We've already any better questions?
Plus, there's the fact that anyone who has a better physique than me is...
Fun Fact an der Stelle, ich hoffe, dem sind Brüste gewachsen, weil es so viel zu lange genommen hat. Fun Fact an der Stelle, wenn du als Kerl Gyno bekommst, also wenn dir Brüste wachsen so, ne? Das ist natürlich unangenehm und viele wollen sich das wegoperieren lassen. Wenn man das wegoperieren lässt, ratet mal, wie man das nennt. In Amerika wird das nämlich ganz heiß gerade diskutiert. Gender Affirming Care. Heißt, wenn ihr mal irgendwo mitbekommt, dass irgendjemand, der Bodybuilding oder sowas unterwegs ist, so, meint, dass Gender Affirming Care, also Angleichung, damit man sich in seinem Geschlecht wohler fühlt, so, Quatsch, dass man als Transperson nicht transistieren muss, so, weil ist ja quatschmäßig so, dann kann man das vielleicht mal so einstreuen, weil auch das wird in Deutschland gemacht, dieser Einschnitt, das Weggeschneide. Und ich meine, die Krankenkasse zahlt das sogar. Deswegen, also, wenn gerade Kerle das nicht begreifen wollen, so, warum das ein Ding sein kann, Gender Affirming Care, oder wenn dir Brüste wachsen, dann willst du eventuell, dass die weg sind, vor allen Dingen, wenn du dich als Kerl identifizierst. So. Ist halt auch Gender Affirming Care. Fand ich ganz funny. Habe ich letztens mit einem Kollegen drüber gesprochen, der generell ein Problem mit Östrogenlevel hat und deswegen sowieso dazu tendiert, ein bisschen Brustgewebe aufzubauen während des Trainings, auch ohne Juice. So, und der meinte halt so, ja, das geht halt in die Richtung. Und er kann halt auch völlig nachvollziehen, warum, ne, Gender Affirming Care eine Sache ist. Und rückblickend kann ich das auch. So, ich meine, wenn mir jetzt plötzlich Brüste wachsen würden, mich auch nicht mehr so wohlfühlen als Kerl, so. Weil vor allem, wenn ich es vorher nicht hatte, so, dann warum ne? Also, ist letztlich auch Gender Affirming Care. Ja, wenn man es genau nimmt, ist jede Schönheits-OP auch Gender Affirming Care. Dann läuft man mit Titten, wenn man läuft. Ich schaff das auch ohne Kickweh. Ja, es ist wild, ey. Doch, da bekommt man einen Test bei ihm, dann wird nicht genauso direkt gleich wird. Ja, ist es, I know. Aber es klingt halt in der Debatte um Trans, klingt das immer so, aber letztendlich ist das gar nicht mal so absurd oder weit weg oder sowas, das Thema. Ich meine, wenn du jetzt ein sehr androgynes Gesicht hast und dein ganzes Leben damit zu kämpfen hast als Mann, so. Und du identifizierst dich auch als Mann, ne? Aber du hast ein sehr, sehr geschlechtsneutrales Gesicht, so. Und du lässt da was angleichen, so den Kiefer ein bisschen, was weiß ich, so. Ich habe keine Ahnung, ich bin da komplett raus, wenn es um Schönheits-OPs geht, so. Aber dann geht das ja in die Richtung, dass du dich deinem Geschlecht, mit dem du dich identifizierst, näher fühlen möchtest, auch optisch. So. Und das ist dann Gender Affirming Care. Also nicht nur, aber mehr. Natürlich noch mehr so, aber. Und warum das nicht? Wenn es Leidensdruck ausübt und du dich unwohl und schrecklich fühlst in deinem Körper. Fett absaugen auch. Echt? Fett absaugen? Aber das hat aber. Aber da würde ich. Fett absaugen lassen, das würde ich eher in die Richtung Fettphobia gehen, dass man unbedingt dünner sein will, mäßig so. Das würde ich jetzt nicht genderspezifisch sehen, aber.
Just on steroids. Logan just wants to impress people that he doesn't know over the internet.
I'm sure most people know Logan. Logan Paul, he's
oh Gott.
Disavow.
Und alle, hey, wenn andere Frauen, Männer attraktiver finden als. Es ist halt dieser Red Pill Cringe Verein, ohne Witz. Er ist innerlich am Weinen wahrscheinlich, weil sie hat gesagt, sie findet ihn hot. Also, Logan Paul. Ja, das ist so ein Cringe-Fest. Andere Frauen finden andere Männer attraktiv. Ich bin doch der High-Value-Man hier. So ein Ich check nicht, warum solche offenen Therapierunden für Einsame und Menschen mit komplettem Ego-Problem überhaupt existieren. Ich check's nicht.
He's super hot.
The Wikipedias.
He says we're living in the Matrix.
So we have Logan Paul is saying we live in the Matrix.
He wants to beat people up who aren't on PEDs while he's most likely on more juice than Ivan Drago, and he's willing to risk his own long-term health for a few extra likes on Instagram and Snapchat from a bunch of teenagers.
He makes videos for 14-year-old girls and wants to call himself a megastar. No! There can be only one, but I'll tell you what, Logan Paul, I brought you a little gift. It's a map. If you follow this, you'll find the exact directions of where you can stick each and every one of those bottles of Prime. Yeah!
Logan is nothing but a modern-day actor. The thoughts he expresses on his podcast are nothing but him saying the words that he thinks will produce him the most amount of income rather than his own genuine beliefs. His physique is faker than Kim Kardashian's, his moral compass is non-existent aside from just...
Also Real Talk, Logan Paul ist die männliche Version von Kim Kardashian. Und Jake Paul ist, you name it, irgendjemand anderes aus der Kardashian-Familie. Die sind einfach nur das männliche Pendant dazu. Es ist derselbe heuchlerische, unglaublich doppelmoralische, absolut oberflächliche, money-orientierte Grind. I said it.
Just reading the audience's reaction, and as a result of that...
Damn, das wäre ein guter Clip gewesen. Aber er ging keine Minute, deswegen egal.
He's willing to flip-flop on literally any subject, he'll lie through his teeth on video, and his word means nothing.
I can sit here with my chest out and chin held high, look at myself in the mirror at the end of the night and say, I'm a good person, and I know that.
And as we all know, a man who stands for nothing will fall for anything, like NFTs.
I have all the characteristics of a human being. Flesh, blood, skin, hair. But not a single clear, identifiable emotion, except for greed and disgust.
Oh, shit!
Something horrible is happening inside of me, and I don't know why. My nightly bloodlust has overflowed into my days. I feel lethal, on the verge of frenzy. I think my mask of sanity is about to slip.
LoganPaul.com. It's just a bit fat.
Toyota, I
you.
Never working that day. Can't see the use, shop it anyway. Who can think of growing up is just a trap.
Und deswegen hassen alle die Amis.
Logan is a child in a man's body, and it's cost his fans millions.
There's just like really no amount of money that like you can give someone.
What the hell? What the hell? Wo sind meine Alerts hin? Ihr habt die Alerts gesprengt, Freunde der Sonne. Ihr habt heute die Alerts gesprengt. Big Monte Eifanger-Fan 161. Digga, what the hell? Was ist das für ein Name schon wieder? Was ist das für ein Name? Es erfüllt mein Herz Melancholie, dass du dich erneut dem Konsum von oberflächlichem Wissen hingibst, nur um am Ende dem Ritter der Parabeln wieder mit dem Symbol des Nationalsozialismus zu begegnen. What? Bedenke, wahres Wissen und Verstand folgt tiefe und... What? Hoppla, hab gar nichts gemacht. Doch, ihr habt die Alerts gekillt. Wobei meine Sub-Alerts, meine Sub-Alerts lesen tatsächlich auch gar nicht den Text vor. Cool. Wie dumm von mir. Eifanger Ehre. Meme. WTF, vielen Dank für die Sub. Der 2. Monat schon in Folge. Vielen Dank. Guten Abend.
Like take away their morals because even if you get the money and stuff,
is Gideon?
You'll have a moment of damn, I didn't need this. Every person that's taken a big bag that it went against their morals, they've at some point at least.
Und da geht's wieder. Und Benny löscht schon wieder einen Halbtrain
Benny _ X100. Ich spreche mich jeglicher Schuld frei.
Dir sei die Schuld vergeben. Danke für die 100 Bits. Yeah.
Like, damn, like, I really didn't need to do this.
Yeah, but it's cool when you can say that like in a Lambo.
Why is it one or the other? Why can't you have a Lamborghini and not have to sell your soul? This is such a naive and ridiculously immature way to look at the world, and it's honestly concerning to me that this guy has tens of millions of child fans.
His narrative is truly hateful. His rhetoric has extreme negative energy in it, and it will affect impressionable young people in a way that will not show until years from now, and it is dangerous.
Because he's a man-child, Logan is hypersensitive. He is a fully grown adult who can't seem to acknowledge the fact that people in general dislike him solely based on his actions and not because everyone on the internet is just some blind hater. And as a result,
ich kann nicht verstehen, dass Leute den überhaupt mögen. Real Talk, bei dem, was er alles gemacht hat, kann ich nicht begreifen, dass der überhaupt in irgendeiner Weise Empathie bekommt. Das ist halt eine so destruktive Persönlichkeit, so.
Of this, he'll often go on these 15-minute rants about how bad and toxic commentary channels are.
You lay in your bed, and it's like, what did I do today? What have I accomplished? What have I done? And I have just never been the type of person to be satisfied making my entire life and my social value.
Meinst du Monte?
Just doesn't fulfill me.
Nein, ich mein Logan Paul.
But, you know, when your life is all said and done, and they're writing you up in history books, what are they gonna say about you?
The more you know yourself, the less you care about what others think. And because Logan has completely lost himself in the pursuit of wealth, he thinks that...
As humans are like layers. The more you find out about them, for most people, the less you're gonna like them.
That kind of sounds like projection to me, I'm not gonna lie.
They're just dorks. They're dorks that have a voice because of social media.
Okay, that is the definition of projection. If it weren't for social media, this guy would be flipping pre-owned vacuums in Westlake, Ohio. Logan has zero self-awareness and no emotional intelligence, and as someone who's had to watch dozens of hours of Impulsive, it's honestly incredible to see him obsessing over the potential legacies of other grown adults while knowing for a fact that his legacy has been cemented as
Delete Logan Paul's YouTube account. Petition. Yikes.
0.1% worst of all time.
So here they found the dead body and hey, film me. Hey, all right, film me so I can have this reaction.
I really hate to say this. I think there's someone hanging right there.
The truth is, Logan is just incredibly sensitive. Obviously, he's a very physically large man, but internally, the guy is softer than a wet wipe. This is an almost 30-year-old man who can't even handle getting called a pussy one time without trying to beat the guy up.
Come on, man. Logan, come on.
Talk to the homeless kid. Are you a pussy or what?
What the heck?
You suck. You suck.
Oh, shit.
Weil ihn Pussy genannt hat.
But wait, let's not forget, guys.
I don't know, dude. I've never.
Weil ihn Pussy genannt hat, muss direkt. Digga, wie kann man denn so fragil sein? Wie kann man denn so fragil sein? Du bist eine Pussy und er direkt am Durchdrehen, Mann. Wie kann man denn so fragil sein? Digga, nicht mal mit 16 war ich so fragil. Das ist so, nee, Mann darf man den nicht nennen, das ist ein 3-jähriges Kind, ein 6-jähriges Kind. 3-jährige Kinder sind noch nicht so aware. Ich will gar nicht verstehen, was da passiert ist. Der ist 6 Jahre oder 8 Jahre und fängt direkt an mit dem Temper Tantrum. Das ist ja so peinlich. Oh Gott, nein, du kriegst keinen ins Maul, weil du jemanden Pussy nennst. Also nein. Ja, Selbstwert basiert völlig auf der Außenwahrnehmung seiner pubertierenden Kinder. So. Und er darf ja nicht gesehen werden, wie irgendeine andere Person ihn Pussy nennt. Da muss er ja den Fuß auf den Tisch legen, so, ne? Geht ja nicht. Dass er vor den 14-jährigen Jungs und Mädchen sein Gesicht verliert. So, das geht ja nicht. Muss er ein bisschen Dominanz zeigen, so, weil. Das ist halt, also komplett. Das ist halt,
Been like a physically confrontational guy.
If there's any young men out there watching this video, I want you to know that if anyone ever insults you in any way, just start immediately wailing on the side of your opponent's head as they're walking away, and then hit them again, and then start choking out your own best friend's neck while staring deep into his eyes. That's how real men respond to situations like this.
Put your hands around his neck and see. Can you touch your hands, both fingers around his neck?
And then spit in his mouth.
No, spit in it, yeah.
Spit in his mouth.
Call him a bad boy real fast.
And despite the fact that Logan claims to not be a physically confrontational guy, he just can't seem to keep his anger under control for some reason. For example, he threw a piece of cake at Dylan Dennis during their press conference, which I'll drum up to a harmless fight promo, but at the next press conference, he then decided to lose control of his temper yet again and threw a bottle at Dylan's lower body, and Dylan immediately retaliated by throwing his microphone at Logan, and he ended up cutting Logan's face, as you can see here. Now, should Dylan have thrown the mic at his face? Probably not. It is a bit of an overreaction, and as a huge fan of Logan's, I don't want to see the guy get hurt. But my position as a low gangster doesn't change the fact that he initiated this physical confrontation, and as a fully grown adult, you should have the mental capacity to know that it's not a smart move to throw things or hit other adults. Logan also can't take an L to save his life. After clearly losing his second boxing match to KSI, Logan immediately went on to mauled in his post-fight interview.
I will beat KSI 9 out of 10 times. 9 out of 10 times. 9 out of 10 times. 9 out of 10 times.
Bro.
You can't do math.
I can't do it, bro.
I woke up today, you know what the first thing I did was?
Bruh. Bruh.
And then he decided to wait a week, then doubled down on that horrendous attempt at math and went home and cried to the internet because he lost his boxing match.
I wanted you guys to hear this from me first.
Ich sag's doch. Der ist 6 oder 8 Jahre. Innerlich. Das ist halt kein erwachsener Mann. Es gibt pubertierende Kinder, die sind reifer als der. Dann hast du einen Wettkampf verloren. Hör auf zu weinen. Der wird in 2 Jahren 30. In 3 Situationen hat er nach dem Boxkampf die Möglichkeit gesucht, darüber sich zu beklagen, dass er verloren. Also das ist halt einfach. Das ist ein Wettkampf. Mach halt kein Boxen, wenn du nicht verlieren kannst. Ey, das ist doch nur
Team and I have decided to file an official appeal for the fight because we just don't believe that the outcome was right. And that strikes me, resonates with me to my core. And one of my biggest fears with this whole thing is being a sore loser, and that's why I'm making this video a week after the fight, is because I really had to check myself and make sure I wasn't doing this because I was afraid of losing. But I truthfully 100% believe I did not lose this fight.
You can bring it right to the kitchen. And he's actually such a sensitive crybaby that his softness and sensitivity has now spread like a contagious disease to his business partner KSI.
Logan, you fear losing. That's why you've appealed. I mean, let's not bullshit anyone here. You simply can't handle losing.
Here's your thoughts after that robbery. It's a robbery, bro. How many jabs did he land? How many jabs did you land? You didn't get hardly any shots off. Huh? And you got point off as well. You weren't landing. You weren't landing.
You get overconfident. You get lost in your ego. And now that reality has settled in, you simply can't accept it.
What is your plan? Do you want to still box? We're gonna appeal. I want to appeal, bro. I'm sorry.
If you give absolutely everything you have to anything and you still lose, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
Every
obviously.
human takes massive L's in life, and that's just a part of the game. But you get back up, you fail forward, and learn from your mistakes. Logan and his business partner are spoiled, which is why the second they lose, they complain and cry like toddlers.
I don't want to be babied, bro.
Wait,
I don't want to be babied and neither.
though, but some people aren't.
I
even
don't
able
like
to-
it because it turns out it's not true. Everyone wants to be coddled into the truth. Everyone wants to be handheld and walked up the mountain with a buddy instead of climbing it themselves.
That's gotta be the most hypocritical thing I've ever heard. Logan's entire podcast is literally just people coddling his feelings and his emotions. Nobody has ever gone on Impulsive
Der
and
sitzt nur mit
confronted
Yes
him
Men
about the
da.
dozens of undeniable scams that we discussed earlier, aside from George, and he's coincidentally now been kicked off the show.
How does it feel for you in your seat where your team's saying, hey, shut up, don't bring this up, we're going to bring this back in the future, and all the answers will be explained? How does it feel knowing that you couldn't speak up in time, and now you look like this villain, and no disrespect, you look like a piece of shit to the people that are like, yo, fuck this guy sitting on millions of dollars, always trying to get attention, and now he doesn't give a fuck about us, so he's not going to speak out about it until this other fucking dude's going to speak out, and now this cocksucker is going to talk now.
Great question. The answer is
Logan dodged the question.
Nobody has
Und der Bre ist danach, nach der Folge, nicht wieder zurück zum Podcast gekommen. Dein bester Freund, ne?
ever explicitly condemned him for recording a man who wasn't alive for views on YouTube, and then going on the record a month later and claiming that that man was just there so Logan could learn a lesson.
I believe it happened for a reason, and I think that reason is so I could take this experience, learn from it, spread the message the right way about suicide prevention and suicide.
Der Mann hat sich das Leben, damit er den finden kann, damit er die Lektion lernen kann und darüber sprechen kann und aufklären kann über... Ja, wie delusional willst du denn sein? Der hatte bestimmt ganz andere Sorgen in seinem Leben, warum er sein Leben nicht mehr... Und nicht, weil damit du ihn dann da im Wald findest. Das ist halt delusional. Die Welt dreht sich nicht um deinen Eierkopf.
Prevention awareness.
Somebody tell this dumb fuck that he was smoking straight up.
Whoa. Whoa.
What the fuck is this goddamn blasphemous bullshit?
The lack of
he's
confrontation
angry.
for these universally agreed upon disgusting actions is not some sort of an accident. It proves that they most likely have pre-interview agreements not to touch on certain topics or post-production censorship. Or even worse, he only allows people around him who are yes men, which regardless of the reasoning is moronic because the point of a podcast is authenticity. And when I say that, I don't mean Logan's definition of authenticity. I mean actual, raw, unfiltered authenticity. And that is exactly why Joe Rogan is the #1 podcast in the world.
Have you ever done DMT?
The lack of confrontation
What the hell?
or even reasonable disagreements on Impulsive shows us that he's been excessively sheltered throughout the entirety of his adult life. he cannot and will not ever face the realities of the horrendous things that he's done to people, and instead he decides to cower behind the threat of potentially reading mean comments.
Mean comment.
Yes, you heard that right. Logan is a fully grown man who turns off the replies to his tweets because he's scared of getting cooked in the replies to his tweets that he consciously decides to post. And he also consistently turns off the comments to his videos when people are saying mean things about him. With that being said, what in the world is the point of being a 6'2", 220-pound professionally trained fighter if you can't even handle reading a mean comment from a literal 12-year-old child whose only hobbies are playing Roblox and watching Logan Paul videos? If you really dislike...
Ich ahne nicht, warum er sowieso Videos hochlädt. Das ist doch einfach nur, also wenn er kein Feedback möchte oder Disagreement möchte so, dann will er sich einfach nur selbst zur Schau stellen. Also nur, um sich selber verherrlichen zu können.
Like something that badly, just block the person and move on. Or just don't take time out of your day to read the comments if it bothers you that much. Or, even better, use the millions of dollars that you stole from your fans to pay someone to make the posts on Twitter for you and just don't have the app on your phone. But since Logan is a man-child who needs to be coddled and babied, he needs to have things his way and only his way. And his way of dealing with mean comments is to just turn them off entirely because he's softer than a cloud made of cotton candy. I mean, the guy can't even handle getting roasted by a 6-year-old girl.
At least my brother's not Jake Paul.
Oh shit.
Yo.
And not only does Logan love being coddled and babied, he consistently uses the threat of potential legal action as a way to threaten people who hurt his subjective feelings.
I could technically sue the out of you for that misinformation. And that's a fact. You fucking lied.
I suggest you use the money you got from pumping your Patreon to hire a good lawyer. You're gonna need it.
Does he think this makes him look good? Are we supposed to hear this type of stuff and be like, oh wow, this guy is so badass. He wants to sue people for being mean to him on the internet.
Excuse me, peasants.
Excuse.
I'll sue you.
Excuse.
Let me get your info. Let me get your info right now. Okay. You want to play that way?
Logan has a suing fetish. I honestly wouldn't be surprised at all if part of Logan's morning routine included 10 minutes of him practicing his "I'll sue you" lines in the mirror. Cause I think this guy genuinely enjoys going to court. I mean, even right now, his fiance, Nina Agdal, is suing Dylan Dennis for promoting his fight against Logan effectively.
This is all going through him, you know? And even if I win the case, right, I still have to pay over $400,000 in just attorney fees, lawyer fees. So it's like just bullshit. When I'm promoting a fight, this is the biggest fight he's ever done, or event he's ever done, and I made the whole event. Like, it's just bullshit, man.
And my personal favorite part about this lawsuit is the fact that Logan actually thinks people will believe his excuse regarding it.
This ain't my lawsuit. I'm not suing this guy. She is. Because you picked a fight with her and you broke a law.
The lawsuit has nothing to do with me, bro. This is Nina's thing. This is her decision. I support her 100%. I love that girl so much.
This is Logan's lawsuit. And although he's not listed on any of the court documents by intention,
seine Verlobte. Die werden heiraten. Eine eigene Familie gründen. Natürlich ist das auch sein Gerichtsfall. Natürlich.
Given the way he talks about it, Logan is most likely the one funding this lawsuit. And even if he's not funding it, he still has a lot to do with this lawsuit, and that's proven by the fact that he literally went on the record just to brag about the fact that he did a mini deposition on Dylan in the same podcast that he claimed that the lawsuit had.
Ich hab Angst, ihn anzuzeigen. Schatz, kannst du das machen? Die Leute reden sonst wieder. So ein Ding ist das.
Has nothing to do with him.
In the face-to-face, I gave him a little light deposition where he incriminated himself. But he's a dumbass, so he didn't know what I was doing. And he doesn't know that what he did is wrong.
If the lawsuit has nothing to do with Logan, why is he giving the guy a deposition as if he wants Dylan to lose the lawsuit? The lawsuit has nothing to do with me and you, because regardless of the outcome, it will not affect our lives positively or negatively.
We do not care.
But because this lawsuit actually has a lot to do with him, Logan spends his free time making these cringy boomer humor memes bragging about the fact that he's suing Dylan. And in this Twitter post where he claims he's not the one suing Dylan, he literally says he gets to ruin Dylan's entire life at the end of that exact same tweet, which insinuates that he's personally going to ruin Dylan's life financially, and he's also repeated this exact same thing on a podcast with his brother.
He walked himself.
Er kann sich wirklich nicht mal in seinem eigenen Tweet einigen, inwiefern er sich positionieren möchte. Er hat einfach Wendehals sein durchgespielt.
Into this situation where he's gonna need money, otherwise he's gonna declare bankruptcy.
But even then, it doesn't end. You put liens on every paycheck he gets for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Y'all trying to garnish his wages? Damn.
Who can you sue? Try police departments, libraries, construction companies, school officials, cleaning services, financial institutions, local and international, your neighbors, your family members, your church, synagogue, or other religious institution, your employer, your employer's customers and suppliers, companies in other countries, companies that made the drugs that were turned into the drugs that you took. The possibilities are limitless.
There's zero self-awareness in this man's mind, and there's zero accountability for this blatantly vindictive and malicious behavior because he is delusional. So in his mind, Logan is never wrong. Logan chose to marry an undeniably promiscuous woman on his own accord, and now that that fact has been exposed to the world, showing the conclusive evidence of that, he wants to sue an external third party based on his personal lack of self-awareness.
I sucked a d in a football stadium full of people once.
I was right until Dylan Dennis entered the chat. Yeah! So you knew everybody she dated, right?
Dude, there's like 5 of them.
Bruh. Und was, du sprichst darüber, dass das...
Angel,
Angel.
Out of her. She's a fucking saint who's had a way more successful career.
A lot of people do, buddy.
Had.
A lot of people do.
You're making it up, though.
A lot of people do. She should be the ring girl for the fuck.
You're making it up, though. She'd be a great ring girl.
Yeah, she would.
She would never, because she wants no part of you. She requested to stay as far away from you as possible.
Yeah, I'm making her more famous she's ever been.
Vile.
Are there any foods that make either of you gag?
My gag reflex is pretty strong.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have to say, it'll take
Okay.
a lot.
Okay. Wait, you went further. Okay. We're talking about food. I don't even know where we're at right now.
What are you guys talking about?
Yes, guys came up to her and wanted to take photos, including LeBron.
Also, ich meine, das ist ja alles öffentlich so, und er hat sich ja dazu entschieden, sie zu daten und zu heiraten. Sie hat ja kein Geheimnis ausgemacht, dass sie halt, gedatet hat, Leute kennengelernt hat, so Spaß in ihrem Leben hatte, so. Rückblickend dann irgendwie ja so zu tun, als wäre das nicht so, das ist halt ein bisschen cringe. Das ist halt ein bisschen cringe.
No ring?
No, I don't do that. I do a bank account instead.
You do a bank account instead?
Only thing better than dessert is sex.
Regardless of what you think of Dylan's actions, you do not sue someone for promoting a pay-per-view event. If Logan and Nina were that concerned about the fact that Dylan was doing something illegal, they would press charges against him and pursue those charges to the fullest extent of the law, not sue him. By choosing to sue Dylan instead, it shows that they're more interested in financial compensation or punishment in a personal sense, rather than addressing what Logan himself has referred to as a criminal act.
Yeah,
and you tweet about my fiance all day. Totally. Your Twitter account is a Logan Paul, Nina Agdoa fan
I'm the one that built this.
Evander Holyfield didn't sue Mike Tyson when he bit a part of his ear off. Lennox Lewis didn't sue Mike Tyson when he said he's going to consume Lennox Lewis's children for breakfast.
My style is impetuous, my defense is impregnable, and I'm just ferocious. I want your heart, I want to eat his children. Praise be to Allah.
and to the best of my knowledge, no boxer or MMA fighter
Was
has
ist mit
ever
ihm
sued
los?
someone for attempting to market an event. In the context of building up hype for a pay-per-view event, you do have a lot more leeway to do and say certain things, just like Logan himself used to trash talk KSI's girlfriend when they were building up hype for their fight.
When we were going
Ja,
back and
gute
forth,
Nacht wünsche ich
there
dir
was
auf jeden
some
Fall. Vielen Dank, dass du lange dabei bleibst.
girlfriend partner talk.
Yes,
right?
yes.
For trolling. You
Yeah,
try to rattle
yeah.
your opponent.
Yeah.
And Dylan is doing that. But do you think he's gone too far?
Or how about when Logan's brother trash talked Dylan's girlfriend on video a few years back and Logan didn't say a word?
Dylan, I know you're watching this, and just remember you're still a bitch. I hooked up with your girlfriend. Savannah, what's good? How you doing?
Rules for thee and not for me. Logan will sit there in silence as his brother trash talks Dylan's girlfriend, but when Dylan does the same thing back, he sues the guy. Logan will never in a million years actually take real responsibility for his actions because his actions are those of someone who wouldn't even begin to care about the negative repercussions for those actions in the first place. He's more than happy to lie on video and slander others.
CoffeeZilla tried to work with law enforcement in the past, but his work was described as not anchored to truth and often speculative. He is a lopsided journalist with an agenda, and he's nothing more than the Keemstar of crypto and finance.
He completely pulled that out of his ass, but the second it comes to him actually taking real accountability for his horrendous and vile actions?
Me? You mean me?
You mean me?
Another symptom of being a man-child like Logan is the inability to take care of anything, like a pet. Logan uses pets as nothing but tools that he can use to clickbait vlogs for YouTube, as opposed to actually accepting them as members of his family. So first things first, let's start off with Kong, because that, in my opinion, was the most heartbreaking in 2017 when Logan was filming a vlog.
Leave the animals
Logan
alone.
lost this dog in the street and asked the owner if he can buy it.
Who owns this dog? You own this dog. How much for the dog? $2,500 for this dog? Yeah. $2,500. I'll buy this dog for $2,500. Yo, what did I just do?
Unfortunately for Kong, because Logan Paul was his owner, 2 years later, Logan's friends left this 5-pound dog outside on its own in LA, and Kong was unfortunately eaten by 2 coyotes. So although this wasn't directly Logan's fault, Logan, as the owner of this dog, was solely responsible to protect that dog.
Yeah,
and given the fact that Logan knew that there was coyotes in his neighborhood at the time,
By the way, these coyotes kill 1 dog a month in my neighborhood.
he probably should have given his friends direct instructions
So jemand
that
sollte
this
keine Tiere haben.
3.5-pound dog probably shouldn't be outside on his own. The reality of this situation is that if that man hadn't sold Kong to Logan on that day, and if Kong belonged to 99% of other adults in the US, Kong would most likely still be with us today.
ein Kind sollte nicht
because
die
Logan was
Verantwortung über ein
Kong's
Tier
owner,
haben.
his decapitated head was found on someone else's lawn.
I saw all on camera. Someone on the Citizen app did. Damn. Small golden dog head found in my yard.
Oh my God.
They decapitated my dog.
I have a dog myself, and he's currently twice the age that Kong was when he unfortunately passed away. And my dog has never seen a coyote, he never will see a coyote under any circumstance, and if any coyote even looked in the direction of my dog, I would ensure the immediate end of its existence.
I just want to talk to him.
Why do you have a shotgun?
I just want to talk to him.
Dad, this is ridiculous.
I just want to talk to him. I just want to talk to him. I just want to talk to him. I just want to shoot him. I just want to talk to him.
You can't shoot him.
What are you doing?
Logan, on the other hand, is irresponsible and has a track record of being consistently negligent with his animals. And to really put into perspective how bad of a pet owner Logan is, before he even took Kong home for the first time, he admitted that he doesn't have the time and isn't responsible enough to take care of a dog.
I don't even know how I'm gonna take care of this thing. I have no time to take care of myself.
He didn't do it, and even when Kong was still alive, Logan would often put Kong in dangerous situations, like how he allowed his 5-pound dog to play with a baby tiger for views on YouTube. Logan then chose to continue this trend of negligence, so
soll
after Paul
das?
passed away, he decided that it would be smart to get another dog named Broly, who was a husky. And I want to make this clear, Logan did not get this dog because he loved it and wanted to take care of it for the rest of his life. He used this dog as clickbait for YouTube videos, and after he was done getting millions of views off this dog, Logan then rehomed Broly and gave him to his friend when he moved to Puerto Rico.
Broly's right there, and by the way, when I came back today, like my absence, you know, is what I assume would be somewhat significant. Didn't even look at me. He doesn't care about anyone.
Yeah, Logan, if you were a pack animal which has been scientifically bred over thousands and thousands of years to unconditionally love your owners, you would probably dislike the person who rehomed you as well. This shouldn't be some sort of a surprise. Now,
Yeah,
I will say, it is
yeah.
fantastic that he at least safely rehomed Broly, but the problem is the fact that Logan consistently purchases pets and then just discards them when he's done clickbaiting their existence. And that is a very unnecessary problem for an animal to have. You could just not get rehomed and have the animal go to one owner who actually keeps it. But Logan chose to continue this trend of negligence, so right after he got Broly, he also decided to get a Tibetan Mastiff named Ginger. Now, if you know anything about Tibetan Mastiffs, you'd know that they are one of the hardest dog breeds to train. But Logan opted to get his Tibetan Mastiff and apparently just not train it at all. And as a result of Logan's negligence and pure delusion in thinking that he could train this dog, Ginger ended up consuming Logan's pet parrot named Maverick for dinner.
Oh, so you're telling me that my Tibetan Mastiff Ginger killed Maverick the parrot?
Yeah,
Obviously,
so-
it's horrible that Maverick passed away, specifically in the horrific way that he did, but I can't help but think if you or I were Maverick's owner, he'd still be here today. And after this incident, Logan then chose to rehome Ginger because he refused to train his dog, which he bought knowing that this dog requires an extensive amount of training.
Is this not getting out of control? It's out of fucking control. And it needs to fucking stop. Stop this sick filth.
Unfortunately, it still doesn't stop there. Logan also bought a pet pig named Pearl for views on YouTube. He thought this pig was going to be some sort of a mini pig, and once he realized that Pearl the pig was in fact not a mini pig, he decided to rehome that pig, and Pearl ended up getting rehomed to someone else, who then left it outside on its own and was found next to another dead pig with its ear bitten off by coyotes. The fact of the matter is, everything
Ey,
I
was
just
soll
mentioned
das?
could
Alles, was
have
der
easily been
anfasst.
avoided if Logan simply acknowledged the fact that he travels way too much in order to be a responsible and loving pet owner and just didn't get pets. And in that case scenario, he wouldn't have to rehome his pets and have them get killed and
Hätte ich
attacked
gern.
consistently.
Ich hätte echt gern so ein riesiges Wollschwein. Die sind so witzig, Mann. Die sind so riesig. Ich würde dann die ganze Zeit meinen Müll fressen. So Abfälle, so Küchenreste. Das ist super praktisch.
Under his watch. If you rehome one pet, I totally get it. Things happen. But if you have to rehome multiple animals and multiple pets have literally died under your supervision, the problem is most likely you.
You know if she's a virgin still? I just wonder. Not for me. I'm gonna be the next Jay Dawson. Yo, I swear to God, bro. It's not like that. I was just, oh.
So although accidents happen, and no pet owner should be expected to be perfect, the pattern here speaks volumes about Logan's negligence, which is a direct result of his lack of maturity. And the worst part about all of this is the fact that Logan actually wants to have kids.
Oh God! No, please not. No, bloß nicht.
And maybe the most compelling evidence that Logan is a man-child is the fact that Logan is still the same person who openly mocked the body of someone who was no longer alive for clout on YouTube. Now, when this initially happened, I didn't really look into it at all. I didn't really follow any of this stuff back then, and I initially chalked it up to the guy just being young and dumb. But to really put into perspective how atrocious Logan really is, in 2018 when that video took place, Logan was 22 years old. I was just 22 last year, and I can assure you from first-hand experience, a 22-year-old adult has the ability and general life experience to understand that filming someone who isn't alive for views on YouTube is not just a bad idea, it's absolutely reprehensible, and it shows that
this guy might be the worst person I think maybe that ever lived.
If you're 14, 15 doing that, we could maybe consider that to be youthful indiscretion. But a military-aged man doing this?
You see it? I'm not even, this isn't a f***ing joke, guys! That's a f***ing person! Dude, I f***ing told you.
I think you're f***ing right.
No.
Dude, what the heck? Camera, let's go. What the heck?
I've never seen a death.
Is inexcusable. This was 1000% intentionally done strictly for ad revenue and more subscribers on YouTube from a grown adult. With that in mind, Logan shouldn't have ever been forgiven for this. And the fact that he has been generally forgiven for this incident is absurd to me. Not everyone deserves a second chance, especially when they've done something as atrocious as what Logan did on that day. I mean, the guy's first apology before the infamous
"I've made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment"
was literally a Notes app essay that he most likely had his manager write. And then his first video after that incident started out with a meme.
From golden boy to smelly peasant, it's time for the epic comeback. Today, the era of boring YouTube content is over. The litmus level will rise once again. The media is thirstier than ever, and the Tide Pods have never been tastier.
Then, just a few weeks later, Logan also tased 2 dead rats for ad revenue on YouTube.
I thought your apology was really good.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
That was 3 years ago.
That was 3 years ago?
3 years ago.
Wow, time flies when you're a piece of shit.
And there's no question as to whether or not he's actually learned from that experience, because it's not like that was the only time Logan disrespected the dead. For example, in his fight build-up with Dylan Dennis, Logan weaponized the fact that Dylan had recently lost his father.
Oh, your life's gone downhill ever since you got kicked out of Marcelo's gym.
Stop.
I get it.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, I get it.
You know a little bit.
Turned to alcohol, tried to drown everything out.
Yeah.
Your
I
dad
thought you wanted
passed
to do
away.
it.
You
Yeah,
lost
he
2
did.
friends.
Talk about that and see what happens.
I am.
You say you're trying to say you're not a scumbag and you're going to talk about my dad passing?
Now, keep in mind, even Logan himself has claimed that talking about someone's father is too far.
And didn't Connor say about
Was zur Hölle?
Wait, dude, I saw
That seems too far.
So the dad is too far, but if the guy's dad just recently passed away, then it's perfectly fine. And look, obviously it's fine to criticize a public figure publicly, but intentionally targeting that person's parents as a way to insult that individual that you have a problem with?
In dem Raum hätte man mich von dem runterziehen müssen. Ich hätte ihn mit dem Stuhl vermöbelt, auf dem ich gesessen hätte. Und das ohne was zu sagen. Es wäre direkt wieder der Stuhl geflogen und das nicht nur einmal. Sofort Eskalation, ey. Also Gewalt ist keine Lösung, wäre direkt aus dem Fenster geflogen. Das ist halt einfach bodenlos. Das ist sofort Impulskontrolle, Verlust. So. Das sind einfach Dinge, du denkst nicht mal darüber nach, sowas zu tun. Das ist einfach so widerlich, dass du machst dich nicht, um jemand anderen zu verletzen, über den Verlust, den jüngsten Verlust der Eltern der Person lustig. Das ist halt so kaputt. Das ist wirklich völlig.
Is egregious, and it's a whole other level of egregious when you resort to weaponizing the death of somebody's parents against them. When someone passes away, they deserve
Vor allen Dingen,
to rest
der ist noch nicht lange tot. So, das sind doch offene Wunden, so, der direkt einfach nur so, ich weiß nicht, das trifft so. Das ist halt wirklich widerlich. Gegen psychische Gewalt darf man sich auch wehren. Ja, muss man. Also das ist psychische Gewalt an der Stelle. Und das haben wir auf böswillige Art und Weise angewendet.
Peace, unless they were a thief a really bad criminal, a deplorable person, or Logan Paul. And since Logan likes to talk about other people's dads, I think it would only be fair that we shine a light on where Logan might have learned this sort of atrocious behavior, which is Logan's father, Greg Paul.
I'm a hypocrite. Everybody knows that.
Now, I'm not here to lay all of Logan's faults at his father's feet, nor am I comparing the gravity of the actions of these two. But it is interesting, if not alarming, to see the actions of a man who's managed to raise not one, but two individuals as horrendous as Logan and Jake Paul in the same lifetime.
Yep. For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
A few years back, someone hacked into Greg's computer and they allegedly found evidence of some pretty horrific things in his AOL email account. And they also found a leaked sex tape, and our buddy Greg Paul even tried to pay the person who hacked into his account to not release anything else that they found.
Dude, if you're out there, I want you to reach out to me. The guy still has my AOL account. Give back my AOL account, including your information there, because I want to hire you.
Greg Paul also made out with this very, very young lady on video while she was blindfolded for some odd reason.
Last but certainly not least, contestant number 3, step on up.
No!
Good job! Okay.
And if that clip wasn't weird enough on its own, Greg actually decided to make out with this blindfolded girl like 30 seconds right after his own son just got done making out with her.
Wir brauchen das nicht nochmal.
Okay. And Greg has some really weird obsession with making out for some reason.
Im Alter seines Sohnes, ne? Ist das die gewesen?
He was really adamant about not wanting to kiss this random guy.
Greg! Do not kiss me, because if you do, I will punch you. I'm not gonna kiss you. I'm waiting. No. We are not. No.
I don't know, Greg. It kind of sounds like you want to kiss the guy. Greg also got obliterated by his own bald son for being bald on a public podcast, which was broadcasted to over a million people.
Familie.
So wait, hold on a second. You're almost 60 years old and you wake up and then you decide I'm gonna wear a beanie today?
No, it's fucking cool. I've been wearing it for a couple days. You just haven't noticed, man. I got a bald-ass head, bro.
And most embarrassing of all, Greg Paul has somehow managed to be the father of both Logan and Jake Paul.
Everyone has my back, and no one has yours, besides your ludicrous mom and your disgusting delusional dad. You're disgusting, mate. You said you beat me in a fight. You said you beat me in a fight with one hand, right? You wouldn't do shit. You're an old man. But I'm sure you wouldn't mind lasting one round with all the little girls you like kissing.
Joe, he chose violence.
You sick, deadbeat, bald-headed prick. How are you gonna make not one, but two dumbass children? What the fuck is wrong with your sperm?
Hey, if you want to ask about the two dumb
shut the
children,
fuck up.
ask your mom. Ask your mom about the two dumb children.
I think there's something wrong with
Was zur Hölle?
all I see is death.
Was zur Hölle?
Every time I go outside, I look like I've been doing math, and I sleep for 19 hours on a Thursday afternoon.
Digga, was zur Hölle?
And I cough up blood, and I don't know what to do. I don't know why I feel like shit. I will not see a therapist.
Obviously, a character like Logan Paul is quite easy to criticize, but it's important that we ask ourselves, how in the world did Logan Paul become the shell of a man that he is today? The answer boils down to one word: greed.
What's the goal? I mean, bro, one word answer: money is a scoreboard. It's a game to me. Where do you rank on that scoreboard? You know?
Now, don't get me wrong, greed to a reasonable extent is a positive motivator in my opinion. The desire for personal gain and success makes me personally work harder, take risks, improve, innovate, etc. However, unchecked greed is where greed becomes a problem, because that often leads to unethical behavior, exploitation, and harm to others.
Dude,
I'm sitting in the seat solely because of my fans.
He's right. Without his fans, Logan would be behind the counter at McDonald's right this second. Yet, he still made the conscious choice to steal money from his fans for his own personal gain.
Have some decency to come out, talk to the people that invested initially, that invested along the way on all of the fake and false promises, and all of
Der Vater ist genauso jung im Kopf. Ja.
And be honest with people.
Because surely Logan Paul, who's got this $1 billion hydration company and a WWE star, he's got enough money. He doesn't need to rug us lot.
Logan Paul is worth hundreds of millions of dollars. In the future, that number might even be in the billions. But what is he really worth?
There's no end to it.
Right.
There's nothing. And when I watch the Jordan documentary and I meet famous people that have succeeded at the highest levels, I go, how long were you happy for? Maybe a day, maybe 24 hours. And then what happens the next day? Back to the grind. It's not enough. Got the gold medal, back to the grind, back to the grind. And I go, it's never gonna be enough. I'll never have enough women, money.
Hey, meine Kamera ist eingefroren.
Success.
The true measure of a man is how he treats someone who can do him absolutely no good. And that is exactly why Logan Paul is the physical embodiment of everything a man should not be.
Let's get this straight now. I never f***ed anybody over in my life.
10 Euro die Flasche. Wer kauft den Scheiß denn?
All I have in this world is my balls and my word. And I don't break them for no one. Do you understand?
If you can't even appreciate the people who are the only reason why you have money to put food on the plate for your family, then what else is left? What's the end game when every bridge is burned, when every friend and fan is pushed away, when you've reached the pinnacles of wealth but have become completely disconnected from what even got you there in the first place? What's the ultimate consequence to that?
Termination in 3, 2,
1. Direct. Target destroyed.
If you like this video, you'll love this one on the screen right now about iDubbbz. He's a grifter just like Logan. Or maybe this one about Keemstar. He's a scammer too. If you like the video, like it. If you disliked it, dislike it. If you want to support the channel, you can become a member. And aside from that, I hope you all have a wonderful day.
There's no rebuttal, there's no response. It's just sad. Like, you ruined my day.
Ja. Das war a lot. This was a lot. Aber für die wenigen Menschen, die bis zum Ende zugehört haben, zugeschaut haben, wenn ich das hier auf YouTube hochlade, schreibt doch mal, ich habe ganz starke Schmerzen in die Kommentare. Würde mich echt interessieren, wie viele Verrückte das zu Ende schauen. Das würde mich wirklich interessieren. Ich kann es mir nicht vorstellen, dass es mehr als 2 Menschen sind. Wild! Ja, Logan Paul, anders schwierig. Ich wusste, dass der kaputt ist unterwegs. Ich wusste, dass der wirklich kompliziert, also wirklich schwierig ist, aber wie schwierig, das wusste ich nicht. Das wusste ich nicht. Ei.